Chad and Slender Dad doing their thing. Friday night stream where the fandom sings. Pop culture chat, movies and games. Live on YouTube making waves. Brahma bull with bourbon in his hand. Always brings the laughs, he's got it planned. That chismo's cool like no other dude. And YouTuber with an attitude. Ascended art, get ready to start. With all the laughter and thoughts so smart. Grab your snack, sit back and see the best damn stream on your TV. Brahma bull sipping bourbon, he's swirling, he's wise. Lil Chad tips are solid, he's a YouTuber prize. Matt Chivo drops facts like it's hot, he's on fire. While Slender Dad's swordplay skills never tire. Brahma bull joins with bourbon in hand. Matt Chivo's wisdom across the land. YouTuber always in demand. Together like a well-tuned band. Lil Chad's got trivia, he's the movie king. Slender Dad swords make the chat swing. Slice of action with a humorous ring. Poppin' buzz, it's a vibing thing. Ascended art, get ready to start. With all the laughter and thoughts so smart. Grab your snack, sit back and see the best damn stream on your TV.
Hello. Somebody's...
Yeah, my tab is still open.
Your tab is still open. There you go. Well, happy Thanksgiving to everyone in chat, and thanks for spending your Black Friday evening here with us instead of just online shopping. I know Brahma's family is online shopping pros.
She's been doing some shopping today.
Getting anything good?
She doesn't let me know what she's buying. She knows all.
I am so burnt. Once physical media just was not part of the show starting this year, I had no motivation to go out like I usually do.
I don't know why, but when Brahma and you said that, I immediately thought of the scene in The Nutty Professor with the comedian. Women be shopping, y'all. Women be shopping.
This is that is a good one. That's a good clip. I should try to get that.
And then Eddie Murphy, they do be shopping.
They do be shopping.
They do be doing
That's
that.
true. That's true. Women be doing that. Must be nice to get stuff. Well, if you live in California, you can get stuff without even paying. As long as it's less than $1,000, they won't even arrest you. So, yeah, mad. They do be shopping. All right, so I think we're going to call it a little bit of an audible from the description we put in because Imp is going to be running a little bit late joining us, and I think it would be good to have him involved in the discussion on the Video Game Awards since he wasn't here the one time he overslept our show and pulled a mad. He was when we were doing that topic, and I think he would have a good kind of perspective on some of the stuff that Slender was talking about. So we'll wait on that one.
I hear he loved Wicked as well.
Did he? I'm green with envy. So, and if I was Cynthia Erivo, I'd be crying. I'd just be crying that you even mentioned the movie.
And Slender would be holding your hand.
Those clips are ridiculous.
No, I would not.
But Slender, have you seen the clips of like the Wicked press interviews they've been doing? Where
I saw that they were making the rounds on Twitter, but like, here's the thing: it might be a good movie or whatever. But it's not for me. I know it's not for me. I don't gotta watch it to know it's not for me. I just don't fucking care.
Yeah, the thing is, the interviews are hilarious though, because they break down crying in every single one of them. They're all like therapy sessions.
The interviewers
are they like saying, can you imagine how many lives this is going to save?
That's basically the gist of it. Yeah, like
great.
Here's the normal intro. I'm a person of queerness, and your movie is the most amazing queer movie I've ever queered. And then Cynthia Erivo starts
the queer media.
Yeah, and then Cynthia Erivo takes her hands with her giant fingernails and starts waving them in front of her eyes because she immediately starts crying. And Ariana Grande just goes, "It's okay. You let it out. You cry. You can cry."
To play the devil's advocate a little, just a little, there are people who, when Tolkien's work finally got translated to the big screen and was awesome, they got pretty emotional about it.
Yes, but this is the actors in every single interview. There's like 30 different clips going around. They cry in each of these interviews. It's stupid.
Almost like the interviews might be scripted.
Yes, almost like the hand holding is scripted because it's part of the artwork for the movie or the stage show, I guess. But man, it's stupid.
To answer Josh Hammond's question with what I think he was getting at is no, I'm pretty sure Jenna Jameson made some gay or wicked movies in the late 90s, early 2000s, but barely. Only because they had a higher rating to be able to go there. Yeah. So.
Well, and one of the answers that Ariana Grande gave was, well, L. Frank Baum's books, I mean, the word queer is one of the most used words in the book. So obviously, Oz has always been queer. And it's like,
because when he wrote it, that it meant strange.
Strange or weird.
Yeah. So, yeah, and if
they've kind of totally changed the meaning of the word queer at this point.
In the Flintstones theme song, they're going to go and have a gay old time. It wasn't them going to like a nightclub and getting sprayed down with foam.
Not yet.
Baby oil.
All right. Well, let's call out some of the people who have already joined us in our chat. Just before we get into the first topic, we got Smokey representing New Zealand, which I'm aware is a queer island off the coast of Australia.
It's a very gay place.
Side note, there will be some great freaking clips of the Otter Bros, but I haven't had time to edit because Thanksgiving and all. But they're coming.
Nice, and that'll be on Ascendant Arcade, our sister channel. Got Josh Hammond, Bad Take Bojan, who's always here. Davina coming into the chat, or as some people who may show up later would call her Davinia, but that name is actually Davina. So we got that.
Well, Bride is sitting right here, so I'm surprised he hasn't inceptioned his way into our our stream.
Bride of Slender saying Happy Thanksgiving right in there. We've got possibly someone who might show up too, in addition, but when he feels like it.
If he shows up, I win the bet.
Yep. Lovely Sherry, thanks for coming in and watching. And I don't have an intention of watching Wicked either. It's the press interviews that I'd seen, because I do think those are relevant because it speaks to the fragile nature of Hollywood celebrity.
And the theater kids in general.
And by the way, every time I see a clip, I really want to sit Ariana Grande down and make her watch the Karen Carpenter life story.
Force feed her a hamburger.
Yeah. Be like, look, this was Karen Carpenter. She sang beautifully and lovely just like you do. She's gone now.
Theater kids? I'll have you know I was a theater kid.
That explains your highly emotional state at all times.
Shut up. I'll leave. I will leave this stream.
You set it up.
Davina says, I borrowed Wicked, the book, and couldn't finish it. It was so boring. Yeah, Wicked was one of the first of because people forget that the book came out in the 90s. And the book is the basis of the stage Broadway show, which now became the basis of this movie. So the book goes back to the 90s.
And it was pretty much the earliest of the reformed villain.
Yeah, that's what I was going to get at. It was the misunderstood villain who was wronged by life and you just didn't know it kind of thing. So, we got Eric joining the chat. Hey, Eric. Yeah, it came out in 1996. So I think that was kind of the beginning of that whole movement, because Wicked, the book, was very, very popular. It sold a lot. And it sparked this whole movement in a lot of ways. What was Disney's first one? Was the one with Angelina Jolie, Maleficent, was basically a Wicked take on it. It was straight up Wicked. So Bad Take Bojan says she was a theater kid too, and I still spell the word correctly. With the E, theater, the theater. So, yeah. So what you're saying, Lil Chad, is that Wicked isn't a Wicked movie. No. it's also just a part 1 of 2. It's a 3.5-hour part 1.
Oh,
If you,
seriously?
I thought it was
yes,
2.5 hours.
I don't know. I'm exaggerating because it probably feels that long to straight males.
Either way, the play takes less time than this movie, and they tell the whole story and still have all the same songs.
Yeah,
So-
basically this first movie goes through the intermission of the Broadway show. Look,
Right.
Matt, you're here.
Hello. Of course I'm here.
Yeah, thanks for costing us the bet.
Oh, wait. Did you
Jerk.
bet for me to show up or not to?
No, I
Chad
bet
Me and
against
Slender-
you. Why would I bet on you, man? Come on now.
Because you're my friend.
They had bet that you would have burned through your supply before tonight.
Betty bought butter, but the butter was bitty, so Betty bought butter make the bitter butter better. Red leather.
Whoa, Black
leather,
Betty.
Bam,
and duty dents. I'm doing my warm-ups.
Yeah, we hear you.
It's good to do that live.
I thought your warm-ups were red leather,
I
yellow
did
leather,
that right after
Jane
that.
Duty
I've added
Dents.
to it. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but I constantly add and never take away.
All
Oh,
right.
that's
Bad
good.
take Bojan coming in with a very bad take Bojan take, which was the book was pretty good. There's 4 in the series now, plus a bunch more based on other fairy tales. Yeah.
Isn't there some pretty explicit sex scenes in that book?
Wait a second. She says that's not correct, Chad. This movie is the full musical, but only half the book. So the musical is only half the book? Okay. I know they shot it back to back. There's going to be Wicked Part 2 already filmed, already shot, and it's going to come out, I think, next year. So
My understanding was the movie goes up to the intermission in the play. But
that's what I had heard. But if I do trust that out of all the people involved, Bad Take Bojan's probably the one who has A, maybe seen the movie, and B, probably seen
And
the
the
play.
play.
So she may be more accurate than us. Again, straight males are not the go-to source of information for Wicked.
Should be
Women and gay
because we're
men.
unbiased.
It's true.
That's true. All right. Now, my thing with Wicked that I wanted to talk about is I don't think. All right. So this movie is doing really well. Everyone's talking about it. It made over $100 million and everything's, hunky dory. And people are talking about it's the greatest musical success ever. But I think there's an underlying thing. So I pulled up the numbers and I plugged in The Greatest Showman, which was the last Hollywood musical that actually turned a profit.
Also
And-
came out on a holiday week.
Yep. So Wicked is going to trounce it domestically. Like domestic, the final total for Greatest Showman was 174 million. And Wicked's already at 144. And this
But-
is only going through
Is adjusted for
Tuesday.
inflation?
Wait, yeah. Also, was The Greatest Showman a beloved Broadway musical with a built-in audience?
No. But
Oh, okay. So that may be reflected in the
you're not
numbers as well.
you're not listening to the point I'm going to make, which
You have
is
a point?
yeah. Look at the foreign number. It's only made 49 million, and it's released everywhere.
Okay.
Musicals notoriously don't always translate internationally.
Right.
I think Wicked is dead on arrival international. It's going to make maybe 100 million at most.
Dude, 100%. The only people who would like this movie are middle-aged American women. Like, I'm sorry. Nobody else likes this movie.
Which is why it's going to be the complete inverse. Like, look at the Greatest Showman made 254 million internationally, plus 174 million. It finished around 428. I think Wicked's going to end up because Moana is now eating its lunch. Like Moana opened up and is a giant tidal wave sucking up the box office tickets. Moana 2 specifically. And I think Wicked ends up possibly being in the exact same range of total box office as Greatest Showman, but it costs what is that? 45, 50, 60 million more.
I mean,
it costs 60 million more. So its break-even point is right above $500 million. If it doesn't make
the production budget for both parts, or
no, the production budget for both is like 300, and they split it. So yeah, so like if you read like if you go on some articles, it'll say Wicked's production budget was $300 million, but that's because they shot them both the same time. So that's for 2 movies,
Right.
which is the right way to do it. It's, don't space it out. If you know you're going to make sequels, just like that, just shoot them all at once, save the money, and then send the movie out. Yeah, that's the other thing. The marketing budget for Wicked is probably actually a lot higher than normal, but I'm doing the normal math on movies is half of the production budget is what you expect to spend on marketing. So
Right.
if
Can I
if
ask a
the
question that is
production,
totally relevant to this Wicked conversation, but directed at Slender?
Mhm.
Slender, have you ever played Lost Judgment?
Lost Judgment. I don't believe so. No.
Okay. Never mind, because I'm looking at buying it because it's on sale right now for Black Friday. But I wanted to find somebody that has played it before. Also, have you seen Wicked?
What? Why would I have seen? What? No.
Okay, I was just connecting it back to the conversation topic.
Okay. Cool. Good segue.
Thank you.
So this
Okay,
is Mad's way of being bored with what we're talking about and trying to completely.
No, I really
debate.
needed to know if he's played Lost Judgment because I'm thinking about buying it because it's on sale.
It's got a 92% positive review rating.
Yeah. It looks
All right.
cool.
So
Mad would never derail a show.
no, he would never invite people on a panel. If we get a panel, like if he's like, I want to bring someone onto the panel, that's when I know it's really going to go south.
He can only do so much damage by himself.
That's true. No, if Matt invites someone to the panel and I hear him get giggly, then I really know it's about to get just real. Like Matt, like Slender plays an agent of chaos when we do party animals. Matt is a genuine agent of chaos when it comes to YouTube.
I don't think that's true at all.
You said that with tons of conviction.
Yeah.
Hey.
You know who would love to be talking about all this? Lofty.
Bad Take says Wicked the musical made $200 million in Chicago alone. That's the thing. Universal actually owns the musical, which is, it's weird to think about that, but this is a Universal movie and they actually own all the rights. So they're actually, so maybe for them, releasing this movie is partially also an investment and be able to make more money on productions of the show in other cities too. So I see Eric's like, I like talking movies. Yeah, it's good. I just think this is going to be funny because the story that they're going to go with and that they're not going to let go now because of this opening weekend is that Wicked was this huge phenomenon and giant success story when it's kind of just doing what it needed to do domestically, but it's falling flat. It's a lot like Little Mermaid, the new Little Mermaid that came out. It made like $300 million domestic. So it did what it needed to do domestically, but it made nothing internationally. Like the international markets wanted nothing to do with it. So,
okay, pause. This is Mad's fault, right?
Uh-huh.
Mad. It's made by the same people who did Yakuza. You didn't like Yakuza, did you?
I didn't understand Yakuza.
It's probably got a similar turn-based combat system. I'm not sure, but
no. It says that he has 3 unique combat styles and they're combo heavy. It can't be combo heavy if it says freestyle.
Turn-based.
What?
Can't be combo heavy if it's turn-based.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is freeform combat. Doesn't sound like it's turn-based.
It might work if, I don't know though. It's going to be similar to the Yakuza games. If the only thing turning you away from those was the turn-based combat, you might be okay. But
yeah,
it's definitely going to have a lot of Japanese stuff that isn't going to make sense if you're not, up on your weebology degree.
Well, again, it's about the culture around weebness, not weebness in of itself is where my degree is in.
All right, that's all. I'm good. I'm done advising Matt on his gameplay decisions.
It's 70% off, though. I mean, it can't miss, right?
I agree. You should
Wait,
pick it up and let me know if it's worth it.
How is $20 from $60 70? Is that 70%? That doesn't feel. 70ish to me.
It's
$2. It's
6%.
$2.
$10
10% is
$20.
$2.
That's 66% off.
Okay, well it's $59.99 down to $17.99.
That sounds about right.
All right. I guess I'm just used to big price.
$17.99 is 30% of $59.99. So
Oh, okay. So it's 30% of it. Okay, that makes sense.
that would mean that it's 70%
You
off.
had me at 30%.
Mark,
Do
the
I need to get
cyborg already
Scott's sign?
owns the game. You could just DM him and ask him if it's any good.
Who does that? Cyborg named Mark?
Yeah.
That's fine. Okay, we can go. We can continue.
Back to Wicked.
All right. Well, Eric also brings up another point. Wicked sublands and Epic Universe. Like, it does make sense. Universal could make a lot of theme park character meet and greets and attractions off of this. So it's cross-pollination. I get that. I think this movie will break even, which is probably fine for what Universal wants to incept more sales in their other divisions. Whatever. That's what I was going to get at. But I feel derailed and kind of the topic went nowhere. So
Thanks,
I think
Slender.
I'll just stop that there.
Ultimately,
I
it's
just-
not
Well,
going to do.
now I feel
even though it's being
bad.
compared to Barbie, it's not going to do what Barbie did.
I'll just leave. I'm sorry, guys.
What?
Well, I feel
No,
bad.
it's because he finished purchasing the game and he wants to start
Now he
playing.
wants to go
I had to download it first, Chad. Stop trying to make
Yeah.
me the bad guy.
And besides, don't let the stream stop you. I've been playing this whole time.
See there? At
Always
least I'm
playing
only
during the
shopping.
streams.
Yeah, but Slender's used to the multitasking at this point. So
I had one question.
I just ask questions. I need to get that Cartman clip. That would be perfect.
Questions.
That would be
just
perfect.
asking questions.
Oh, okay. I'm an idiot.
Did you buy the wrong one?
No, I kept hitting cart. I'm like, why can't it? And it's like, continue to payment. I'm like, oh, I didn't see that part. Because somebody was distracting me.
All right.
You distracted him, Brahma. Stop it.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna do meme transitions to kind of cleanse the palate between topics. I saw this one and it made me laugh almost hilariously. After retiring from G.I. Joe, Spirit moved to a small Texas town under his real name, John Redcorn.
John Redcorn.
I like that. I like that lore. Good lore.
It works.
It works perfectly because a former special forces guy would be the one banging the wife of somebody else, like doing whatever he wanted.
I mean, it's in the nature of it, you know. Jody got a Jody.
They
It's
do
all
be
about
doing
getting
that.
in and getting out without being detected.
Never mind.
Matt got it.
No, I did. I was going to add on to it.
And this is another one. As some of you may know, Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade happens. And we had the anniversary of a really fun event, which was Barney's first. Yeah, this is the first year they put a Barney float in. And it went about as well as you would think. You got all these people. Oh, look, it's a nice float. We're having a good time. And people losing their grip. I don't know why they have all these.
Oh, that's a lot of
Women.
wind.
A lot of women on this thing.
Yep.
Very windy day. It is Chicago.
Yeah, you need like some 300-pound dudes
Yep.
play anchor because I mean those two right there, they're probably like
I mean,
maybe
it is
200
all
pounds
women.
together.
Yep. Like now we have one dude coming to help, but it's too late now.
Dude, the best part is with them fighting the wind, it looks like fucking purple Godzilla attack.
It kind of is. It's a
Yeah.
very
And then-
localized.
The street,
Oh.
the
Then he
lamp
rips
is.
apart.
Oh, they got him.
They got
Well,
him. The
They
street lamp did his
disemboweled
work.
Barney.
At least nobody flew away.
What's up, man?
Hey, what's going on, guys?
And what's your thoughts on what was that game called? I was just
Justice?
No, Lost.
Lost
something.
Judgment.
Judgment,
heard of
that
it.
was it.
Cool. Thanks for being here.
Sorry.
What were your thoughts on Wicked, though?
Why did they do it? Would be my thoughts.
After seeing
That's
it,
not a
that's what
thought.
you
That's a
thought?
question.
Wow. I mean, did they really need to do a movie version since the Broadway play was
They don't need to
fairly
do a
successful?
movie version of anything. That I hate that argument about any. I hate that argument.
What was your favorite song in it?
I have no idea because I've never seen it, and
You
I
just
never
like them
will
all
because I don't
equally?
do musicals.
Well, maybe that's why they needed to make it so that people that don't like music going to Broadway plays will want to check it out.
No, I said I
What if
didn't.
they did a metal musical? Would you go see that?
Yeah.
No.
Liar.
Can I just say that my
You're such a
favorite
liar.
all-time introduction of Imp going on the show is Barney being mutilated in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and Imp shows up like, I'm ready
I
to be
should-
on the show. I saw a
should add that
childhood
the
icon
instance
being
Imp
murdered.
This thing.
Was it one of my childhood icons? What the hell do I care?
Yeah, right. You grew
You
up
would.
with.
I grew up with
was it?
what, Mad?
I don't,
Bozo
I'm
the
trying to think
Clown.
of something old enough, but I wasn't born
No,
in that
Sesame
era.
Street would have been around by for
Sesame
Imp.
Street, Mr. Rogers, that was all around.
They had Sesame Street in the 40s.
Mr.
Yeah.
Wizard.
And
Did
TV
anyone
too,
have
go figure,
TV
right?
when Imp was growing
That's
up?
what I'm
Did
saying.
you watch
He
Did you
played
watch
a game of chip
Spider-Man?
can with his boys.
Did you watch Spider-Man on the Electric Company along with Morgan Freeman?
I caught that a couple times that I can remember. Yes,
Nice. And he.
but
did
after
you
a while,
watch-
they just stopped airing it in my area.
What about Deadly Premonition? It's like $1.30.
You're just going. We're just shopping with Matt. Do you want to just share your screen and we'll just go through your
Just
cart
share the stream, the Steam account.
at this point? Oh,
I mean,
And
Mad?
Matt's now justifying it the same way that my wife spends money. Well, it
Mad,
was on
I
sale,
picked
so
up a
I had
game.
to.
I picked up a game on the sale called Squirrel with a Gun. You should try that game.
Should I really? Are you bullshitting with me?
It's fucking hilarious.
all right.
Squirrel
Now
with
this
a
one,
gun.
Matt. This one's for you. I want you to listen to this and tell me what you think about the audio.
Okay.
Have you seen? I don't know if you've seen this clip. It's this is a Glock with an integrated suppressor.
Oh,
But listen to the actual sound.
Suppressed Glock 44 full auto.
No.
what?
God.
No fucking way.
By the way, I don't think that's integrated when it's an attachment.
But no, it's a after party guy
It's not
Yeah, yeah.
removable.
It's not removable.
Yeah, I
It's-
got you.
So now what he said the model of the Glock, but it's a 22 caliber, which is how you can get it. That
Oh,
quiet.
it's a 22 caliber.
Yeah,
That would have been nice to have known.
I know, but I like the when you actually hear it, even though it's 22, it's still ridiculous.
Oh, of course, but let's hear that with the 40. You know,
Is that
Oh,
yeah? Is that like an airsoft Glock? Is that what he's doing? Because I still don't buy it.
it's
No,
a
I
22
mean, this is-
caliber.
this is legit. You can get a 22 that whisper quiet with a suppressor.
Of course.
Where if you have a nice suppressor, like you'll just hear the bolt sliding on like an AR 22.
Try it again.
Well, that's the thing, dude. In my experience, the bolt sliding is louder than that. But then again, I did use military issued weapons, so maybe they just had loud bolts.
Suppressed Glock 44 full auto. Oh my God.
That's a really quiet slide.
hmm
Yeah.
Yeah, apparently the aftermarket guys who do that do a couple things on it's the integrated suppressor. They change out some of the springs on the slide so that it moves very quick, like silently.
The
Yeah.
rain of casings was louder than the gun.
Yep. It's just
Yeah.
I was like, damn, that's
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
Why can't I see the games that you play, Slender, on Steam? I don't want to not get up, but like I don't want to bend over to go get my keyboard to type in squirrel.
You can't see the games I play on Steam because I don't share my
He hides
information.
them.
From your
I like
friends?
Yeah. Well, no, not from my friends.
So
Oh,
yeah,
your
Tina,
enemies.
yeah, subsonic ammunition. You Glock go burr.
No, I do.
Like
I do
a
hide
burr.
it from my
I like that.
friends. I hide all that status from everything.
I like that. That's funny.
All right. Everyone's talking about the Jaguar ad. Have you guys seen the
Yeah, I've
new
seen the
Volt?
Jaguar ad.
No, but
Isn't it
have
like
you seen?
2.5 weeks old now?
I know, but did you see the
The
Volt?
3.5 minute. Which one?
I was gonna say, have you seen the Volvo ad that they put out instead?
Yeah, the 3.5 minute pro family type ad.
Yeah, man, that was like that makes me. I was like, I want a Volvo now. I feel like that's the family car to get.
It's better
I'm
be third
guessing
person.
what the Volvo ad?
No, the squirrel with the gun.
Jeez.
It is all third person.
All right, Slender was telling me about Squirrel with a Gun pre-show, and we kind of got off on a tangent, and it made me think that I really want an AI-generated squirrel version of Fight Club. Because I think it would be hilarious. Because I said to Slender, I was like, was the squirrel's name Peanut in the game? And he's like, no, he didn't have a name. And I was like, well, no, you're wrong, because in death, he has a name.
This is
Oh.
Bob. Bob's got bitch tits.
I also wanted not to add any additional fighting scenes because there's not a whole lot of actual fighting in Fight Club.
Correct.
So I just want us seeing the squirrels do exactly what they did in Fight Club.
Yeah, squirrels with
Well,
don't try
Squirrel
to-
with a Gun is fun, mad soul.
Yeah, don't try to John
Maybe
Wick it
there'll
up.
be more
Yep.
fights in the new Fight Club that they're making with all women.
Well, I can buy
Wait,
that.
how does that
women
even
would fight
work?
More. One girl goes up to the other and says, "I'm going to be supportive of you," and then they get into a fight. I don't know.
They would be better off doing like a new Bloodsport movie and something other than their moon cycle. You know what I mean? Like doing a remake of Bloodsport or something.
The idea of I was saying to Slender, Fight Club is actually almost more relevant now than it was when it came out because it speaks to the disassociative, the disaffected male youth and male like upper 20s to 30 range, basically, where there's a whole large swath of the younger male demographic that it just feels completely left out of a lot of things. I don't know why you would try to make that story into something for women. It's a very male storyline.
Because they if they see us having a space that they're not in, they have to invade it. Also, I refer to my girlfriend's time of the month as her kumite.
Damn it.
Can't believe this.
He got me on that one. It's so bad. Oh,
I'll play the song. Kumite, kumite.
Stop it.
Oh no, I gotta control it. I'm gonna mute for a second.
Thank you, I won.
The most emotive that Little Chad has ever been.
Good night,
Well,
everybody.
part of it's I also know that for some reason our entire group of significant others managed to cycle up. Like,
Yes.
so I'm like, at some point somewhere in the world, Matt is doing that chant, and it would be something I could do at the same time.
Applies to all of us.
Like, regardless of the time difference, we could be in unison across time zones, having to deal with that same thing. Oh. Yeah, and Chad wonders why the channel can't break 320 followers. Yeah,
Oh, fuck off, Eric. If you think it's my fault, kid.
No,
Oof.
Eric. Look, we like how, I'd rather, if the price of being demonetized is being able to just hang out with the bros and have a good show, I'm fine with that. I don't need it. We got Brahma monetized, and that counts. There you go.
Yeah.
Mad at some point when he gets his new channel launching next week, will be able to
honestly,
get monetized.
Brahma's channel has gotten just big enough that it's starting to attract a negative element.
Especially
Which is
when we're
fine.
talking
I
to
actually enjoy that
politics.
even more because I get to flex the wrench every once in a while.
Well, it's a good thing we got those standard mods ready to go.
Yeah.
See, he says he was joking.
Oh, I know. I still wanted to yell at somebody.
That's true. We're making the show you want, not the show you need. It's like, I don't know. Now I'm just thinking of asking Grant Gregory to do AI with Gary Oldman. It's not the show that we need. It's not the show that we want. It's the show that we need. All right. Now that Imp is here, I know that Slender wanted to get kind of more deep into the conversation about the Game Awards and how they were kind of screwing up and some of the problems with it. Because Imp was supposed to be there that night, but unfortunately had other things come up.
Yeah, it was called
Like-
a nap.
Yeah. Since Mad made fun of you for being old, I was trying to not use the nap excuse.
I'll take blame for it because I'm the one who made the mistake of taking a nap.
All right, so go ahead and get a Werther's original so your voice can be all lubed
I will
up. And
the internet throat punch you.
We also know how Matt's naps go.
Wait, internet throat punch, isn't that just a blowjob?
No,
Rude.
What? Oh, you are throwing me off.
it's
They're talking
Pride
about throat
Slender.
punching. You're talking about some candy you like.
I said Werther's originals.
I
Did
like
I
Werther's originals too.
Look, Werther's originals might be just fine, but they are official candy of people over 65.
Any hard toffee or hard caramel.
Can we all agree that that is a fact? Like you remember at some point in your life, an elderly family member had Werther's originals, and that's where you first tasted
Yeah,
them.
and they would take it out of their pocket. It's unwrapped and has lint on it, and they're like, "Hey, here you go."
Was that Werther's originals or Pepperidge Farm?
Pepperidge Farm remembers. No, Werther's. It was Werther's. I don't think Pepperidge Farm made a toffee kind of sucker candy.
No,
Okay.
but didn't Pepperidge Farms make those strawberry candies that were wrapped to look like strawberries?
no, that wasn't Pepperidge Farms. That was Hickory Farms.
Wait, yeah,
Hickory
you talking about the
Farms.
one with the red tin wrapped? It's wrapped in like red colored tin.
Yeah.
And green on the top.
And green on the top.
Yeah, those are awesome.
I like those. But nothing's as good as Andy's mints.
Red and green on.
I've never met Andy. I don't know who he is. Or his mints.
He makes good mints though.
Mm-hmm. Very good mints. The perfect
All right,
mix of mint and chocolate.
It used to be like my favorite part of, when the Navy would send you somewhere and be like, "We're putting you up in a hotel." There was mint on the pillow. I knew I was in a good place.
It was my favorite part of Olive Garden.
Olive Garden gave you the Andes chocolate mints, though. They were the
Yeah, those are the ones.
Yeah,
I'm
those were the
talking about.
best.
Oh, those were that is the highest end of the on the low end at the restaurant, you get those basically borderline chalk mints.
Yeah.
Which are just like terrible.
Or you
And
get
then
those stupid red and white peppermints. Ugh.
Yeah, Andes mints are awesome.
Mm-hmm.
And you can eat them by the metric dozen. So I don't even know metric ton.
You just get slowed down by having to unwrap each one.
They do take forever, but I noticed there was a trend for a while, and I think it's still sort of going on, like where you can get the resealable bags of whatever was the unwrapped candy, where it's already unwrapped for you, and you can just open the resealable bag up to get them unwrapped.
It's not the same.
No, I think part of like a Starburst, doing the effort to get to the pink or red Starburst is what made it worthwhile.
What?
And handing the yellow ones off to your sisters or somebody else you don't like.
What are you saying? The pink and red weren't the best?
They're definitely the best.
They're definitely the best. Yeah, but I
The
don't
pink
know why.
is by far the best.
You gotta
Good ones are
part of the
pretty good.
experience is unwrapping it so you can get to the good candy. If you just had it, if you had it unwrapped for you, it
I
kind
don't
of
know.
lessens.
If you
the
want an
experience.
unwrapping experience, go with the Mambas. You've got to unwrap like
Mamba.
16 layers
Yeah.
to get to the candy.
You got to open
Also-
the initial one, then each package, then the candy.
Also, it's kind of an insult to the pink Starburst if you're saying that part of like what makes it so good is getting through garbage to get to it. It kind of makes it seem as though it wouldn't hold up on its own.
If this was easy, I wouldn't want it.
So, all right, I've got a meme that can kind of demonstrate what I'm talking about now, which is here. If you don't have to put the effort in, it's just not as good. So, if something is too loose, too easily accessible, it does not make it worthwhile. I don't know. This one made me laugh.
I find it ridiculous that you're the one making this joke right now.
Goes back to our talk about Jenna Jameson earlier.
Which was because Josh Hammond asked if it was the most queer wicked movie ever made, which it was not. So, all right, Slender, do you have I've got a lot of articles about the Game Awards. Do you have one type of topic that you want to start with, and I'll pick the article most relevant to pop on the screen?
I don't think so. Kind of forgot. I had all this steam going in, and then Mad derailed it last week.
What
And
the fuck?
I'm not nearly as prepared as I
I
was.
wasn't even here last week.
Yes, you were.
Yeah, you were.
You were. That's
You
when
came
we.
in right at the end, and we're like, "Let me tell a story."
With nerd cookies, remember?
And then you were like, "Oh, and everybody, we should stop on time because we got places to be. We made this whole fucking play date, so we can't do a long show tonight."
Wow, you've been holding on to this one for a week now. This is the first I'm hearing of it.
I was yelling at Chad about this the day after.
Well, now I feel bad.
Say grown men made a play date.
Yes, that was the point. I was being mean. I'm kind of good at it.
14 of us gathered to shoot each other in a private match. It was a play date. All right. We're just going to
I guess I was leaning back because I wanted, because Slender was going to lead on this. But here you go, Slender. Here,
I was
to
reading the
refresh your memory.
speakeasy thing, and I was like, dude, he threw that speakeasy out like in the middle of the night after everyone had gone to bed, and we all had work the next day.
That was the earliest speakeasy we've ever done.
I mean, I don't deny that, but like I was tired. I was already asleep.
Y'all can't
Like
deny
I
it.
saw that he sent out the call, and I'm like, I am already in bed. I would have to put on pants for that, or at least I should.
Actually, he didn't necessarily make the call for the speakeasy. He said, "You want to do something?" And I said, "How about a speakeasy?" And he said, "Not what I was thinking, but okay, I guess."
Yeah,
I
so put all the
appreciate.
blame
Hold
him.
on. I appreciate that Brahma finished that sentence because it started with Slender saying, "If I got up, I'd have to put pants on. I mean, I don't have to, but I should." And then Brahma was like, "Well, actually, he didn't." And
That's
then
what I thought he might be going that direction with it too.
I was like, "Well, I know Mad probably
You
does
guys
sit
wear
around in
pants
his
on stream?
underwear a lot." Generally, I choose to be clothed in my home.
Yeah, like I wear like not pajama pants, they're pajama pants adjacent, but you can wear them out and not look weird, like sweatpants, but not sweatpants.
So, are you saying you're wearing like those
Joggers?
Adidas jogging pants?
Oh yeah, I
Jorts?
guess
Do you
joggers
have
is what you
jorts
would.
on right now?
No. I guess joggers would be it.
That's what it sounds like.
Mad, you're an
Okay.
honorary Italian now because you're wearing a tracksuit pant as your go-to outfit.
But it's cloth though. I don't know what to call them. I don't buy them.
Well, everything's it's cloth.
How many of the fibers are synthetic?
Oh, babe. How many of the fibers in my pants are synthetic? Okay, thanks. She said, "What the fuck?"
If you're a true Italian, the answer is none of them.
Lounge could you be mistaken for Tony Soprano with the outfits you wear?
God damn it! I'm gonna have to look up these fucking pants. Babe, what are my pants called?
Now Bride wants to know if they go swish swish when you walk. Are they loud pants?
No, they're not like that.
They
Babe,
go-
they're making fun of my pants. What are they called? Babe?
Right now, Shredder's like they're pants. They're called pants, Mad. So you're swishy pants? That
No,
goes
they don't
swish,
swish or
swish.
anything. They're like I said, they're like sweatpants, but not.
Are they basically the same material as the tearaway pants that NBA
No!
players wear on the sideline?
God damn it, no.
They're joggers.
Matt,
They're
are you
not
wearing
joggers.
leggings that like a 40-year-old white?
I don't know what they are.
Dude, how are
Shredder-
we not monetized with content like this coming out every Friday?
Shredder got him leggings and didn't tell him. He's wearing
Ah.
Yeah.
Babe, what are my pants?
Yoga pants.
He's wearing yoga pants. Yeah, they're called Lululemon. Apparently, that's what Mad's about to say.
They're called pantyhose.
They're the special TikTok pants that make
They're
my
the same
ass look
thing.
so
They're the
good.
same thing the married men wore.
Babe, it's getting worse. Hurry.
They were on sale. Shredda got some Fabletics
What?
for me.
It's getting worse. Sorry.
Babe, just tell me what the pants are. I can look them up.
She just came home and handed me a dozen of these plastic eggs like it was Easter.
You
I
bought
really
them.
like.
This is so
I
many
really like them
pants.
because they come in so many different prints. It means I can.
Hang
wear
on, I
the
gotta take
same
off my
thing,
pants
but
and look
have
at the
variety.
tag. Give me a second here.
Matt
The
is like Dave
pantyhose.
Carell. Matt is like Steve Carell in the Office episode where he came in a woman's pantsuit.
It's not a woman's pantsuit. Hang on.
But he does wear pantyhose under them.
It's called
Or-
Mystery, which is, it's an apt name because the buttons are on the wrong side. It's very mysterious.
Pants are
I take
a
Bojan says, "Are they
mystery."
Garanimals?" Skechers.
Mac
sidewalk,
Weldon. Somebody look up
Skechers
Mac
go-
Weldon.
Mac Weldon?
I'll look it up because you want to know which
MAC.
ones they are.
MAC like Mac.
Pants are a mystery.
Mac Weldon Company. All right, this looks like it is. Yeah, these look like women's pants for men.
You're looking at the
You're
wrong
wearing-
section.
You're wearing gay man's outfits.
Wait, no, that's different. Is it gay men or women? Those are two different things.
All right, hold on. I'm gonna put up real quick what the Mac Weldon screen, what it's showing as their front page for purchasing, and tell me that's not aimed at gay men.
Looks pretty gay.
Okay, well, not all of those are it. Go to bottoms. Which sounds
Bottom.
awkward after you're like, this is for gay
Yes,
men.
it
I'm like,
does,
cool. I'm in the
because-
bottom section.
Places that I shop.
Like those
call
right
them
there. The
pants.
Ace sweatpants.
Oh.
Those are
Although mine
those
aren't
Not
Ace, though.
sweatpants.
Those aren't mine, though.
they're
Those aren't the ones I have.
No, you just said they were, and
No,
then
I
when
said
they
they're like those.
As soon as
Keep
we pointed
scrolling
out,
down.
it said sweatpant. Okay, let's
Keep
see.
scrolling down.
Do they have a drop seat for easy access?
Is it this other sweatpant or
Nope,
this
keep,
other
nope,
sweatpant?
keep going down. Aha, like those. Nope.
Jeans?
Those
No,
are jeans.
no.
Never mind. Keep going.
No, because you said these look they were exactly it.
No,
until you
I don't have
saw
that
that
color.
they were
Keep going
called a
down.
sweat- What about these other colors?
Keep going down.
All right, we'll go down further.
Okay, here we go. No, they're not pajama pants, though.
The jogger, is it the jogger pant you're wearing?
Yeah, kind of.
Because that looks like a sweatpant
Yes.
to me.
Yes, those are it. Yep.
That looks all right.
Wait, hold on.
I'm going to ask somebody. Get to the panel.
No, those can't be
Do
it
you
because I have
see-
like multiple.
Do
Keep
you
going now.
see any difference between this jogger and these 2-pack of sweatpants? Because they look like they're the exact same pants.
No, look at the bottom. Look at the ankle area.
It's tapered down on both of them.
Dude, I
Oh,
hate those ones that
click
have
on
the,
'em.
the ankle,
How the hell
like the
are they
elastic around the
selling
ankle. Those are the worst.
A 2-pack of sweatpants is $150?
Yeah, they're really nice.
I'm starting to wonder why. Matt,
very
are you on a
comfortable.
whole different income level than I am? Because I can't
No.
afford $150 sweatpants.
All
Hit
my
more.
clothes
These
come
aren't
from
it, I don't think.
Costco.
In the Alex Jones voice, they're making the pants gay.
They're turning the freaking pants gay.
Keep
I don't
going.
like them putting fabrics in the loom that turn the frickin' pants gay.
They're putting the pants on the man. It's turning him gay.
Look, man.
They got rid of the cornucopia. Now
Listen.
it's just fruit on the freaking
Listen,
symbol.
you guys
We're
need to
loading
lighten
more.
up some
Okay.
because
Is
like
it this-
I wear
is it
these
the-
everywhere, and I have like
is it the,
10 pair.
is it the pajama?
No.
pants? You're wearing your jammies outside.
No,
You wear them everywhere?
I wear them everywhere.
All right,
Mm.
I'm seeing a lot of
Aha,
sweatpants.
utility. No, that's it. I don't have a cargo
That's-
pocket. Never mind.
Utility. All right, it's a utility sweatpant. It's
No,
sweatpants.
I don't have. I don't
Matt.
have cargo pockets.
All right.
Okay. Keep going. Oh, they make shorts. No shit.
Yeah, $80 shorts.
I like to look nice, but also comfortable.
No, you don't.
I mean,
I've seen
I
you
like
in
to
real
look
life.
nice
Matt,
too,
okay,
but
hold on. Is it
I'm
the
a baller on a
performance
budget,
tights?
so
Is it performance tights, Matt? Are you wearing tights?
No.
Those are thermal underwear. Those are not outerwear.
Oh wait, or is it this Sunday lounge pant?
No, it's not those either. Ooh, but they're $30.
The
Nice.
Avs just scored. It's 1-1 now.
They're
Keep
marked
going,
down
keep
from
going.
72. All right, that covers
the
all
Avs
of them.
have only
Okay, so
given up one
I
goal
guess the
so
answer
far?
is I
I
am
know, it's
wearing the
crazy.
jogger pants.
Which are sweatpants.
Like I said from the
Interesting.
beginning.
See, the prices on these make me think that Shredda just has you as a kept man now.
I can leave whenever I want to.
Wants to know who they're playing.
Dallas.
Oh, got some rivalry between you and 70s.
Yeah, but he won't be there tomorrow to talk about it.
That's
Jimbo,
okay. You probably won't want to talk about it.
Nice
Yeah, the Avs
jammy,
have been
Simpson.
playing
Did
pretty
your
well
mom
lately.
buy him for you, Bart? Of course she did. Who else would have?
Who else?
You know, nice jammies. Mad, did Stretta buy him for him? Of course. Who else would buy my jammies?
They're really comfortable. I wear them everywhere, and I don't see anything wrong with it.
Soul Assassin says wear. I think he meant the wear, not the other wear. Wear real jeans,
WEAR.
Mads. Buy 2 for 1 at Walmart. Be a man. Yeah, those are Wrangler jeans. They're real comfortable jeans. They're very actually.
I have jeans.
All right, which jeans brand? I actually do
I have
prefer
some Buffalo.
Wranglers. Wranglers are the most comfortable jeans you can buy.
You're crazy. I have a pair of Buffalo over here. I mean, back in high school, dude, it's all about that Tommy Hilfiger.
You were wearing
That Tommy Hilfiger carpenter pants.
Did you also have Nautica gear?
A little, but I was more Tommy Hilfiger. Yeah, I had a
And
couple
a
shirts.
little Eddie Bauer.
Later on after high school, yeah, wore Eddie Bauer.
Did you get some Van Heusen
No,
or some Abercrombie and Fitch?
a little bit again, but I'd rather go to Hollister.
Oh, you like? See, that's not going to do a lot to disarm the gay accusations.
Why? What's wrong with
Hollister's
Hollister?
Hollister's 100%. Like, that's the one where they kept the lighting at 5%, right?
How was that any gayer than Abercrombie and Fitch?
Well, it could be because the CEO and founder was just arrested for gay porn.
Well, I
stuff
think it's
and-
fly when girls stop by for the summer.
Yeah, exactly.
Krigler used to model.
Chinese
for
food makes me
Abercrombie.
sick.
But I love Chinese food, so I can't agree with that song.
We have a person voting for American Eagle.
Boo. Go. Poor person.
Did you pop your collar with them Tommy Hilfiger pants?
No, you don't. There's no collars
No,
on my
but he
Hilfiger pants.
He tied his sweater around his waist.
I did not. I did not do that.
Did you
Or
have
maybe
any
just hung it
polo
over his
Ralph
shoulders.
Lauren gear
Of
too?
course, I had Ralph Lauren as well. Yes.
With
Did you
the
have sweater
giant ass
vests?
polo logo.
No. The normal, small polo, like on the polo shirt. No, nothing giant. Like I'm some, national like Mexican. Like you know what I mean, from Mexico City here, shopping with giant fucking Ralph Lauren polo horses.
Did you have any gator
gets
gear
me.
like with the
Those are
alligator?
almost words.
Yes. It's not called Gator Gear. It's lacrosse. Yeah, of course.
Yeah. And then the last thing is, since you were from Texas, right? I don't know. I'm gonna have to confirm this. Was your nice like Sunday church clothes? Were they seersucker?
I don't know what. No, I don't know what that is.
It's a menswear line that makes like linen suits and things.
No. I've never heard of seer suckers.
It's the deep southern version of Brooks Brothers.
I don't know Brooks Brothers either.
You don't know who Brooks Brothers are?
No, I'm not Italian. I'm not from Jersey having to show up
Did
to
you-
places in suits.
Did you never have to wear suits?
Not really, no.
That's true. This is from a man who lovingly wears sweatpants
Oh my
everywhere he
God. This
goes.
is gonna be a thing, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Probably. Yeah.
Rama, when he went to the meetups, was he wearing sweatpants?
No, I think he was wearing jeans.
Yeah, I changed in the car before I got out.
Yeah. It was awkward watching him change in his car.
He
Did you
Love
change from your sweatpants to your jeans to be more formal? That's
I
polite.
believe I may have, because I was told I was going to a comedy club.
And
That's
you
good.
showed
I'm
up-
glad you didn't wear sweatpants to the comedy club.
You made me sit
Here you
by
go.
myself because you showed up and 10, 15 minutes after the comedy show was done.
I'm not in charge of that.
Yes, you were. You
Mad
drove.
sweatpants cheesemo.
That doesn't work.
The
No,
nice part is
you've
we
gotta
never
change it
take
to
away from
Mad
Galore.
Sweats
We only add
Cheesemo.
to it.
You know, when next time Carrie Smith is on a show I'm on, I'm gonna ask her if she noticed that you wore sweatpants, because I'm gonna incept in her mind, whether you wore jeans or not, that you just wear sweatpants everywhere. Look at him. The Cowboys beat the Giants. Be happy.
That is true.
Did you see the Bears fired their coach today?
I did see that.
Good.
They lost, like they should have won that game like 4 times. It's terrible.
Yeah, I don't remember what happened at the end because I was at Greta's people's
They
house.
There
mismanaged
was
the
a
clock.
sack, and he didn't call a timeout and let the clock run out.
They were within field goal range and they were down by 3, and they were going to
Mhm.
still, there was only second
Really?
down after the sack. So they still had 3rd and 4th. They didn't call a timeout right. So on 3rd down, there was only 6 seconds left. Caleb Williams held on the ball too long, let it fly, and it ran
Wait.
out of time. They didn't get a 4th down.
You telling me Caleb Williams held on to the ball too long?
Yep.
How unlike him.
Look, I just I had Keenan Allen on my fantasy team, and he went off for 2 touchdowns and all sorts of stuff, and it was perfectly fine for me. But for the Bears fans, it is terrible because they got rid of Justin Fields to get Caleb Williams, and they have actually been worse on offense. They spent money on wide receivers. They drafted a Dunze. They did all this stuff. They have Swift at running back. They have talent, and they are not scoring anything.
In their defense, they didn't get Caleb Williams to be better than Justin Fields this year. They bought Caleb Williams to be a franchise quarterback.
Yeah, when Bo Nix is lighting it up already in Denver, it's a win. You have to win now with your rookies. You have to win now with the rookies. It's not like it used to be.
I think a year of growing pains is still not unreasonable.
All right. Well, if he still sucks next year, they're toast because
I'm not talking about next year.
You have to win on these guys' rookie contract in the NFL now. If you don't have money to compete unless you're Patrick Mahomes and you have a friggin'
God tier level of excellence because he's from that 903.
No, it's because they have referees playing on their team, but it's all right.
How dare you? Did you see that video I sent you?
About
the referee calling?
I got one. Was it the one? I got one today I shared with another friend where it was a guy getting his Chiefs gear at the for the game tonight, and he opens up the box and it's a referee jersey. But I think we share enough football memes. Yeah.
I've only got the one picture that has Matt in it from the meetup
with the sweatpants,
Carrie, but it doesn't show his pants
because they're sweatpants. We know they are. He says he wears them everywhere.
No, they weren't. I was wearing shorts that day. It was hot as fuck.
I'm pretty sure it was the sweatpants.
A smoking jacket and jeans.
Regarding referees, Cowboys aren't the Chiefs yet. What? Okay, you got it. All right.
How do I share it?
I wonder what's new and trending for them. Let's see what and of course it's immediately a guy's crotch shot. This is a gay brand, man. You got to be careful.
That's why Shredda's dress in a minute.
Oh my god! Do you have one of these like old man cardigans?
No, I just buy pants for them. That's it.
This is the kind of thing Mad would sit on his porch on a rocking chair with his salt gun, just killing bugs. It's just wearing his old man cardigan.
It's true.
Not even looking.
I'm gonna take it all because we've made fun of Matt and his sweatpants obsession enough.
It's not an obsession.
It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. He's like George from Seinfeld. If it was socially acceptable, I would get velvet sweatpants.
Hey,
they're for sweating, says Jimmy.
Chad, I guess sent you the clip that I was talking about with Patrick Mahomes. If you want to download it and share it.
Nice. All right, let's see.
Like 30 seconds. It's in your email.
All right. Oh, it's an email. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like I was going to the normal spot. All right.
It was
So
easy to do that.
back to the game of the year. This is what set it all off. Was these were the nominees: Astrobot, Balatro, Black Myth Wukong, Elden Ring, Shadow of the Erdtree, Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, and Metaphor Fantasia,
Fantasia.
whatever. But I know this was the one that was really bothering. I think these two specifically.
Yeah,
were
they
the-
really shouldn't even be in there. And like I said, 3 out of the 6 nominees, I don't even think should be up for Game of the Year. I really don't. Like the other one, the card game. I mean, I have no doubt it's a fun, addictive card game, but is that really Game of the Year material? I don't think so.
Right. And like we said last week, since Imp is not jumping in, Elden Ring, you can't have a DLC be a game of the year because
No, I agree with that.
dependent upon another game to be able to play it.
Like the Final Fantasy VII thing, the other problem I have with that is like, yes, you're telling a slightly different story this time around, but is it
But-
really a new game?
It's being, well, yeah, it's a new game. It's completely built different from the ground up.
I don't disagree with that. I
It
don't.
It's
plays
not a
completely
remaster.
different.
It is a completely different game.
Right. It's like
Yeah.
True Grits being made into you know what I mean?
Well,
It's
here's
telling the
the
same
other
story.
part, and this is where it gets weird, right? It's the second chapter. It's not even technically the whole story.
Right, but it's not being released as a it's not being released as a DLC. It's being released
Yeah.
as its own game.
No,
Its
The,
own
the
I
Two
get
Towers
that.
was only the second chapter of the trilogy.
Yeah.
It wasn't nominated. Return of the King was the only one that got nominated for.
I was just bringing it up as a chapter
Which
being
is
a complete.
an argument I would make. Like, I don't know. I don't feel like nominating the middle game in what I think is supposed to be a trilogy.
Now here's
really-
a question: out of the first 3 Star Wars movies, which is the best?
Empire.
Hold on, better than
Which
that.
is the
Mass
middle-
Effect. Hold on, because this game, Mass Effect 2, is the best of the 3.
They're all
I
mid.
think Mass Effect is overrated as fuck.
Ooh, him and Imp.
I
are
did
going
okay,
hard
but
on
Mass
Mad for
Effect
that one.
2 is the best of the 3. Has nothing to do with it being mid or not in y'all's opinion. It is.
I don't know. I never
the best
finished
of
the
the 3.
first one. I got halfway through it and I was like, this game's a pile of shit.
Well, then you should play the second one because it's better.
I'll keep that in mind. Is it on sale?
Hold on, is
Ooh.
this true? Is Haley Steinfeld engaged to Buffalo Bills quarterback Josh Allen?
Who the fuck is Haley Steinfeld?
The
Yeah, I
girl
don't know who
from
that
True
is.
Grit. The girl from True Grit. She was also in Pitch Perfect. She was
one of the voices on Arcane, I think.
Oh, now I know her. Thanks.
she was
Alan.
Girl Hawkeye in the Disney Plus
Oh, okay. Now I
Hawkeye
know her.
show.
And Slender, yes, it is on sale, actually. You can get the Legendary Edition, which is all 3 games, for $4.79.
For
Oh,
Mass
wow.
Effect.
Way
Yeah.
too much.
Wow.
$4. That's pretty good.
All right, now let me make sure I don't already have it because I have a lot of games.
I like how the Steam sales are constantly derailing different parts of our show tonight when someone finds stuff on sale.
Well, I mean, I think one of the articles I sent you to discuss was with regards to some things Steam has done recently. Because Steam is just, I mean, they're out there fighting for the consumer, and I respect it.
Yeah, that's separate from this game of the year part, but I can pull that up if you want. 'Cause I
It
do-
depends. I mean, Imp, do you have anything you want to add on the Game of the Year stuff?
No, I mean, I agree with the fact that, I mean, as much as I love Elden Ring and the DLC shouldn't be up for Game of the Year.
Yeah.
Although
And
it
that's the other
probably
thing, like
is
Game of the Year and Best Direction or whatever. Like, if you go to the Best Direction stuff, it's the same 6 fucking games. It's like what?
Oh, and here's the thing about these stupid game awards. It's the game that wins is whichever publisher pays them the most.
Pretty much, whichever one is giving them the best perks, the nicest reach around, so to speak. Because like there were nearly 300 games released, just mainline major titles released this year. There's like 28 titles up for various awards in the Game Awards. Like I think if you start counting really obscure stuff like sports games, VR games, etc., you're approaching 50 titles. But those are games that really they can only be nominated in their specific category, just to fill out said category.
So this is why my suggestion was they need to adopt basically like the dog show rules, where you have subcategories for genre, right? Platformer, RPG, action, first person shooter, whatever. And the winners of those categories then get moved up to the game of the year.
Yeah, continue to climb the roster.
Because for people who don't know, the way they judge a dog show, because it's hard, like people have favorite breeds, right? You like this dog more than that time. So the way they try to be objective in their judging is how close is the dog to the written standard for the breed, right? Like a breed standard. So for games, it was like, it would be how close, like Astro Boy, from a platformer perspective, how close is this to a perfect platformer? And whichever game genre, whichever one is the closest to perfection of that genre should be game of the year. Because if Astro Boy is the best platformer of the last 20 years and is a near perfect platformer, because you can't, I like first person shooters better. I would never pick a platformer, but that doesn't mean Astro Boy isn't the better game from from that perspective. I think that's the only way fair.
Good.
Yeah. So that's my point. I think if you want a true representation of like a game of the year, quote unquote, you can't, that way you get the sub ones. You get action RPG of the year. You get first person shooter of the year. But then for the best overall game of the year, it should be which one is the most perfect for that genre of all the games.
Side note, though, I have a bit of a personal vendetta against Astro Boy without knowing anything about it. I think they resurrected it from the corpse of Little Big Planet, and it pisses me off because I fucking love Little Big Planet.
I don't think it's the same developers.
I don't know. It looks so similar.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, similar.
Like even artistically, it feels like Little Big Planet.
It might have some of the developers because I believe the studio that did it, they all came back. They were all part of Japan Studios at some point.
Yeah.
Oh, and Slender, you want a good laugh? A really good laugh? Go look at Suicide Squad on Steam.
Suicide. Is it on sale for like $2?
I'll let Slender look and he can say it.
All right. While he's looking at that, this is the article he wanted to share about this week, which was Steam
I heard about
updated
this
and made major changes to its season pass and DLC rules, which is awesome. Because what they're
holy shit, their numbers are up to almost a 24-hour peak at 2,000 players. It must be on sale.
It was on sale for like $2, and the game of the year
$4.97, I believe.
Isn't that the deluxe one though? The deluxe one.
I believe the deluxe edition. Well, no, I think you might be right. I think that might have been $4.99, and the base game was like $3.50.
Is like two something. Yeah, $3.
Let's see here. $3.49 for the game. The digital deluxe edition is $5.
Wait, and when did this game come out?
Like 5 months ago.
No fucking way.
Yeah,
it came out in February,
and it tanked.
It is a $500 million AAA game, and they're selling it already for that. All right, but this is cool because what Valve says is that
blow it
it's
up
using
a little bit.
All right,
that's good.
All right, by offering a season pass, you are promising future content. In the process of launching a season pass, you will be asked to commit to a launch timing for each content release in the pass. That launch timing is a commitment to both the customers and Steam. If you aren't ready to clearly communicate about the content included in each DLC and when each DLC will be ready for launch, you should not offer a season pass. So what Steam is basically doing is giving, if you're not, you have to put all this stuff clearly, and if you miss those targets, they will get you, players will get refunds for for their season
Look at
pass purchases.
Steam.
Nice.
Steam
Yeah.
doing it the real
Yeah,
deal.
it's and the weird thing is a lot of other people in the game space for YouTube are being like, yeah, but just a reminder, it's terrible that Steam can pretty much unilaterally decide the way the industry is going. And I'm like, the reason they
are
can
the
do
PC
that,
game industry.
yeah, but the reason that they can do that is because they haven't fucked up that hard.
Yeah.
Like, if they fucked up so bad that there was a gap in the industry where another company could rise, everyone has tried to do it. Everyone has tried to create their own digital storefront and failed fucking miserably.
We have the Epic storefront. We have the
Yeah,
Amazon
it's not
games
for lack of
storefront,
competition.
We have EA, Ubisoft. Well, Xbox is probably the closest competitor.
Steam's not the only one in the market. It's just that they set the fucking standard. Like, they are the gold standard in
Same with
digital
Netflix.
storefront.
Look at Netflix. Netflix was one of the first, and it still remains the top of the streaming sphere.
Yeah, if
as
they
far
just
as
stop raising their prices every 5 minutes.
Yeah, Steam is the opposite. They give stuff on sale so often. I have shit in my Steam library that I haven't played that I
But
bought
Sleeping
for like
Dogs,
$2.
Yeah.
Sleeping Dogs is $3. Is one of the best games I've ever played. Sleeping Dogs.
Well, and that's the thing, right? You look and you're like, I mean, it's $3. This is $6. That's $4. I'd be a fool not to buy these. Sure, I might not get around to them for 10 years, but
I was telling somebody,
I
I was talking Thanksgiving. We had all our family over, and I was talking to one of my wife's younger sisters. She's in her 20s, and she's like, "I got a PlayStation 5, but I can't play Fallout 3 on it. It's my favorite game." And I was like, "Just get Steam." I was
Yeah,
like,
well,
"You have."
and this is not something that the little publishers are guilty of all the time either. Like, there are major companies that are guilty of this. Anybody remember Anthem?
Yeah.
Yep.
I thought the roadmap on that game looked really freaking good, and I thought that was gonna be a really fucking cool game. And me and some of my buddies, we picked it up. I picked up the fucking the full collector's edition with the season pass and everything else. They never really did anything with that fucking game. Like, it was fun for like a week or two, and then there was just no content for it. And it was a really cool proof of concept. The flying around in the cool mech suits was kind of cool and a lot of fun. But then doing it when you're flying around a giant empty world because there's really nothing in it to fight.
I barely played it. I played it just like maybe 30 minutes.
Yeah, it was fun flying around and doing that. But like, there was so much coming down the pipe on the roadmap that just never happened, and then they just shut it all down. And it's like, am I getting a refund on anything? No, you're keeping my $90. Cool, thanks.
Yep.
And that is why policies like this are fucking great.
And it's usually not enough savings to really make it worth doing the season passes versus just buying the DLC when it comes out.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't do a lot of season passes anymore.
Now, if I'm going to do a season pass, it's going to be on like Mortal Kombat 1, where you get all the characters as they are released as DLC. So instead of
they pretty much
character, you know
tell you
that
up front
they're going
what's
to be
coming out.
you know that Mortal Kombat is going to release new fighters. Fighting games are about the only place I see it as a useful option.
Yeah, kind of viable. Yeah. Davina, the Anthem was possibly one of the biggest failures. It was one of the first too, but one of the biggest failures of a AAA publisher. And kind of, I think ahead of the curve on the whole AAA publishers just going to shit. Like, they were one of the first.
Yep.
Because as a reminder, I gotta look it up because I don't remember who made it, but it is a major company. Yeah, that was
made
EA.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthem was supposed to compete in the
developed
preeminent.
by BioWare, the same people who did Dragon Age and all those other games.
Didn't
Well, yeah, if you hear
BioWare
some of
also
the
did
background
Mass
story on
Effect,
that
right?
game. Yeah, they did.
Yep,
But
they
from
did
what I
Mass
remember hearing about Anthem, they were told by EA they were doing it, and they fucked off for like a year and a half.
Oh, and
then
then
all of a
in the last
sudden-
week they threw it together.
Yeah, and then they had to turn around and come up with a trailer for E3 or the Game Awards or something. Did, and then they were sitting there going, "Oh, well, we don't even know what kind of game it's supposed to be." Oops.
Yeah,
All
yeah.
right. So Steam is.
But
this
it's the
is why
players. Remember, it's not the devs. It's the players that are the problem.
Of course.
Ooh, this is a. Which is worse, season pass or the microtransactions?
I think they're hand in hand.
Microtransactions.
Yeah, I think-
Microtransactions, 100%.
Because season pass,
Yeah.
you're at least most of the season
Well, okay,
passes
yeah.
I have ever bought, which has been a few. I was happy with what I got out of it at the end.
I got you. Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I would-
microtransactions. In some cases, a single microtransaction is going to be more than a season pass money wise.
Plus
Here's the problem, right?
microtransactions.
The
Okay,
the
hold-
microtransactions are like the dollar store, right? It used to be, oh, I want a cool skin for my character. It's 99 cents. Yeah, I'll throw 99 cents at it. Now it's like $8.99.
Or more.
Plus,
It's not a microtransaction anymore. That's
I-
a fucking transaction.
I
plus
had-
the microtransactions are borderline lottery games,
I
basically.
pay less for my Steam games.
Yeah.
You're
Listen-
you're doing a gotcha pull.
I
You
have
wanna try
no
to get
problem with microtransactions when they do not affect gameplay or experience.
They're
If we're
purely
talking
cosmetic.
skins, yep, that's fine. But if like, ooh, buy this super cool gun if you want to have an edge in multiplayer, that's fucked up.
You know who was the king of that? Is COD. Man,
No,
they-
Anthem was like the closest thing I compare it to weirdly is Wildlands or Breakpoint. But you get cool mech suits that you fly around in.
Anthem was a looter shooter. It was closer
Mhm.
to the Division,
Destiny or Warframe.
Destiny, Division, Warframe. That's the model it was trying to go for.
Yeah, they were trying to do like an open world version too, but very similar to Destiny. You had like the hub where you'd go around and do like upgrade your what do they call them? Spears. I think they called the suits like spears or lances or something. I don't remember. And then you would load into an open world where you would fly to wherever the mission was, and then fight like 5 dudes and then leave. that was pretty much the gameplay loop. It was not a gameplay loop that would keep you engaged for more than a couple hours.
Hmm.
Looked really cool. A lot of fun to fly around. Less fun to do the shooter stuff.
Mhm. Agreed.
I was actually hoping like at some point we might get to like the flight sim type stuff where you'd have to like fly through a narrow canyon and then like, you know,
Oh, like Top Gun
bomb
Maverick.
some. Yeah. But we never got that because they just shut the game down and said, "Oh, sorry, you guys are fucked."
Years ago,
Oh,
Tom
you spent all that
Clancy-
money?
There was a Tom Clancy fighter jet game that was a lot of fun. It was more arcadey than the normal,
Yeah,
flight
which one was
sim
that?
shit.
I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it was
I
actually really fun.
The problem is Afterburner
Hawks?
had the arcadey.
Yeah, Hawks.
What was the Sega one? What was
Afterburner.
another one? Was yeah
Sega was
Afterburner was like the
This was entirely
Arcade.
different.
light combat one. Well, I know, but I'm just saying, like, there were 2 games that capture, like, you had Microsoft Flight Simulator for the nerds who wanted to learn how to do FAA regulations and fly 12-hour flights and everything. And you had
For no
like,
particular
game-
reason and for no particular building. Go on.
That's how good Microsoft Flight Simulator was. It actually did the job for those people that they wanted to do. And but Afterburner was the like goof off like aerial combat game, and there wasn't really a market for more than those 2 that I could ever find. There was like occasionally you'd get something where it would have like a World War II theme, where it was old planes, but nobody else ever hit that market hard. Tom Clancy's, the biggest impact he ever had was Rainbow Six. The gaming stuff, that's his Division
Recon.
and Rainbow Six.
Ghost Recon. Wow, how are you gonna skip Ghost Recon?
Ghost
Well, isn't
Recon
Rainbow
is
Six
probably
a derivative
the
of
best.
Rainbow Six, isn't it?
Mm-mm.
No, I
Look,
would say Rainbow
not even
Six
close.
is probably a derivative of Ghost Recon.
That is more like it. Yes.
Are you sure Rainbow Six didn't predate Ghost Recon?
Um,
I don't think so.
if we're talking about Rainbow Six Siege,
The first Rainbow Six video game was
A while back. God.
1998.
Yeah, but it's not the same type of game though. And when was the first Ghost Recon game?
1998.
first
you
Ghost
just said.
Recon I'm seeing is 2001. The other two don't have dates listed though.
I always thought Ghost Recon was a offshoot.
No.
Mm-mm. Separate
I
thing.
don't feel like it is.
All right. We're all typing, looking this up.
We are. This is important.
Some of us aren't.
Ghost Recon, the very first one was 2001, like Imp said.
I didn't say that.
I thought you said it
That's
was.
what I said.
All right. Well, I was
He's confusing
looking
the
in
two
here.
rage mongers. We better be careful, Slender.
All right. Well. Oh, they had planned to do a movie in 2013, but it fell through. Never, because Michael Bay was going to produce and direct, but he didn't. Interesting. For Ghost Recon.
No, Ghost Recon wasn't a one shot and instant death. It could be, on different factors, but it would be to a head, not like to the body. And it was third person, while Rainbow Six was first person. And and Rainbow Six is more of a like in going into buildings and shit like that, like more of a SWAT type game. Whereas Ghost Recon is more like SF, like top tier infiltrating combat zones.
Never played either of them.
So you're talking Ghost Recon is more like environmental, like open fields, you know what I mean, woods and swamps. Whereas Rainbow Six is buildings and infiltrating, terrorists. You're fighting them in first person. Whereas the first Ghost Recon was in first person, but they quickly changed it.
True.
All right. So, well, either way, they're both good game series. So
No, Eric Myers, you got that split. It's Ghost Recon is not stealth and spy. It is a military shooter.
I mean, it can be stealth and spy. We just don't play it that way,
It's
man.
not. No, I've played all of them, and I'm including the storylines of all of them. There was no spy. The stealth was just don't get caught by the enemy while you're moving in position to kill everyone.
This is true. I mean,
I played
very
the shit
seldom
out
you
of
don't kill everyone.
SOCOM. I remember buying the network adapter for PlayStation 2, attaching that big honking thing to the back of the PS2, wiring. This was around 2002.
Eric, you may be thinking of Splinter Cell.
Yeah, that one.
PlayStation
that
2
one
was before that, I think.
No, but then when they released the network adapter.
Oh yeah, I remember SOCOM.
The PlayStation 2 didn't come out with a network,
right?
So PlayStation 2 came out in fall of 2000, and it wasn't until like 2002 or 3 that they released the network adapter attachment. And one of the big the big network game to play online was SOCOM. And I remember playing that like all night. I found the secret setting because Mad knows about doing this in reverse on COD. The secret setting to move SOCOM into first person from third person. And I was like, awesome. And then I started killing everybody when it was first person view for me. It was so much easier. That plus SOCOM if you unlocked it, had a thermal scope. And if you got to one of the rainy levels on SOCOM, you could just sit all the way across the map with a thermal and just kill everybody.
That doesn't sound like you at all, Chad. Set across the map, not moving.
Oh, was he camping? Is he a campy bitch?
In SOCOM, I was.
Oh.
Otherwise, I actually
Linda,
play
you have
where I
no
move
idea.
around a lot. I don't generally camp in an area without moving too long.
Did
Like,
you say I have no idea, Mad?
How campy?
Oh,
How
yeah, it's because
campy I am?
I don't like those games. I'm.
Oh, it's not.
You think I'm competitive in fucking Party Animals? Put me in one of those. I become a horrible human being, and I don't like it.
You're competitive and party animals?
Eric was thinking of Splinter Cell. Sorry.
Yeah, that's why I usually win, Brahma.
Wow. Yeah, that is true. Slender and I, we dominated the other night.
Which
Yeah,
game?
man,
Oh,
we
it's
did
Party Animals?
dominate. Good teamwork. Thanks, Slender.
I was just gonna let that one hang. It made the point.
You know,
You
you know what he
deny
was
it, did he?
mad as you were saying that. Slender was thinking, "Man, my Otter Bro was definitely the best. I loved playing with my Otter Bro." Oh, that's who I'm going to make highlights for on the Ascendant Arcade channel. This is the Otter Bros.
Listen, okay, I also enjoy playing with Mad, but he doesn't have an outer bro thing going.
I just don't like the taste. Oh, I thought we were having that Spartacus conversation. Dad may be the only one to get it. Remember when they're like laying in, like they're in the spa, and he's like, "Do you like oysters?" And he's like, "I've never really had a taste for it." And they're really talking about gay shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and move on from that.
What, from the Spartacus gay shit?
Which yeah. There's no real out for this where it works out because you're wearing your sweatpants right now, and it makes me feel very awkward when you're talking about the gay stuff. Because I know you're in
Almost
those
like
pants.
he wants a pair of pants that's easy to remove. It's kind of weird.
You're
All
like
pants are easy to remove.
you're like, dude, wearing those. You're like the weird dude who wears those pants to a club so that you can feel things more effectively.
Yeah,
How
you're creepy.
dare you?
Gross.
Yes, because I wear them to CVS. Oh, look at him. He's so gross. Want people to
You wear-
grind on him.
You
Like,
wear
what?
your sweatpants when you go out to CVS.
They're joggers, and yeah.
Calling
we're
them
going back to
joggers doesn't
joggers,
make them not sweatpants.
What's wrong with wearing those to CVS?
Get Shredda on the mic and let's ask her if they're sweatpants.
I gotta do it.
I dare you to do that because I want to hear an objective person try to tell me that those aren't sweatpants. They're joggers.
Yeah.
It's
Thank you.
It's a specific like subgenre of sweatpant.
I don't care. I wear them everywhere.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
It's the Gen Z version of sweatpants.
Don't care. Like them.
Shifty, I don't know if you've noticed, but Sony has let a lot of stuff die. Let's talk about Bloodborne.
Davina asks, "What's worse, sweatpants or cargo shorts?" That's a good question.
Cargo
are
shorts.
useful.
I would say if you're going cargo shorts, you might as well just commit and do cargo pants. Then that's acceptable. But
I mean, I like cargo shorts too, but I don't own any. I only own cargo pants.
Shifty asked if they're nice sweatpants with a stripe and a matching jacket, it's okay. All right, Tony Soprano. Yeah.
An Adidas full tracksuit.
Not for nothing, Tone, but we're
I
gonna
can't
go
believe
down
I
to the
woke
bada
up to be
bing.
on here.
You woke up to play double XP. We know it. We know
I haven't
it to
even
be
turned it on.
because you're waiting
Yeah.
for other people to play with you.
I play with randos. I don't give a fuck.
You need people to carry your ass.
What?
Yeah, Brahma's constantly telling him to get on his level. It's really
Get on my
frustrating.
level, Mad.
Project 2025 sweatpants
Slender
are only
brought
allowed
out the
outside.
demon in me.
What's great is I don't have to deal with him. So
Oh, let's Let's see. All right. I know I was gonna do like we did last year where we talked about some good deals for Black Friday, but I can't really see anything that's
Nothing's
awesome.
popping out. Other than
mean-
Sleeping Dogs is $3. You have to buy it if you've never played Sleeping Dogs.
Yeah, I agree with Matt on that one. That game is very solid.
It's one of my favorite games of all time.
It's,
And it
it's
holds
pretty much
up.
a John Woo movie meets a video game.
It's yeah, and if you ever played their first game, which was True Crime, it's a lot like that. With True Crime, I don't know why it hasn't been remastered yet. It's a great game as well. It's like an open world. You're a cop, and it has what's the song? I'm an outlaw, look on the draw. I got a microphone. You know,
Oh yeah.
politicians be looking like strippers to me. But anyway, it's in that game and it's fucking awesome.
I think we've established that's not my type of music.
Or anybody of any of ours outside of.
Well, Mad and Slender.
I mean, I just grabbed Black Myth Wukong today, but it wasn't that big of a sale. I got it for 48.
Yeah, I'm not spending that. I'm not giving the
Yeah, I
Chinese
passed on
government
that.
money.
Like when you're doing Steam sales, we're talking stuff under $8.
Yeah, but I didn't buy it on Steam. I got it through CD Keys.
I know you like them, so
Well,
But,
yeah,
I
because it's not on sale on Steam.
yeah.
Oh, I need your help to mod my State of Decay 2.
Okay, Matt, we'll do it over the weekend.
Yeah, if anybody has a Switch and doesn't already have the game, Tears of the Kingdom is on sale. Like, it's ridiculous. Nintendo never discounts
do
their
not.
games. So this at $30 is probably the best you're going to see this game for that price point is going to be the best price point for Tears of the Kingdom for the next like 2 or 3 years if you're inclined to play that game. So I would say go ahead and get it. Because
It's
now
good.
Davino's saying I was looking at buying the Tears of the Kingdom edition of the Switch, but I'm holding out for the Switch 2. Everything I know about what Nintendo's doing is that the Switch 2 is going to be completely backwards compatible with Switch games. Imp, you've probably heard the same thing, right?
Here's hoping
Yeah.
because I'm getting sick of buying all the same games on every single fucking
Yeah,
new
so
console.
no, Nintendo's usually good as long as the systems use the same type of physical media. The last few generations of Nintendo games have been backwards compatible. Like the Wii U worked with the Wii. The Wii worked with GameCube. People forget that you could put GameCube games and they would work in the Wii.
Dude, Davina, if it comes down to it, Breath of the Wild is still the better of the two. And it was absolutely fucking amazing.
But it's not discounted. That thing is still like $60. It's
one of the best games I've ever played in my life. It's really fucking good.
I suppose there is no accounting for taste.
Staples
'cause you
of
are
Switch
stupid.
Lights for $150. Interesting.
I do not like the two newer Zelda games. I think they freaking did absolutely horrible with them.
Well, what's your favorite Zelda game?
Do you come on, take a guess? You know this,
It should be Link to the Past.
and it is.
Good. Well, we agree on that. So this is really weird.
And my second favorite, believe it or not, is Zelda 2.
Oh, there
It's
we go.
my second favorite as well.
Here you go,
I
Matt.
actually
is
don't
not.
think Zelda 1 is one of the better titles. I mean, I think
is.
it's good and it set the groundwork, but I think comparatively, it pales to the to some of the other titles in the franchise.
So here we go. We have this is the stuff to look at for Steam if you want to try and games that you haven't that are like Jedi Fallen Order is supposed to be a pretty good game at $3.99. Probably
That's the first one, right?
yes.
Yeah, I've already played and beat it.
We
The
got
second one was better.
but these are the deep discount games where you're getting like stuff for like nothing. Like Rome Total War 2 $5.99.
My kids had a blast with Slime Rancher. They actually
you
really
find
liked
that?
that game.
Where the hell is the deep? I don't see that on mine.
Kingdom Come
Oh,
Deliverance.
here I see. it.
$2.99. I mean, these. If you're in, let's see.
Oh, I saw that the other night, the deep sale thing, and I was thinking what could be fun for us to do as a gaming thing one time, but I was like, I don't know, maybe not. I'll bring it up on the stream. But Call of the Wild, the Hunter. We could all go hunting together.
Yeah, I've
Yeah, that
tried
one
to
was
do
on
something
there.
like that on Xbox, but it sucked.
From what I've seen of that
Sucked.
game, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah, the game was bad.
That one or a different one?
No, I don't know which one it was.
All right, because I've seen people
Oh,
playing
I think
that
it was
one.
the Hunter.
It's $1.99 right now. You can't even get a McDonald's cheeseburger for that now. Jesus.
I've seen gameplay of Call of the Wild, the Hunter.
It's got very positive reviews on Steam out of 138,000. Atmospheric hunting to realistic open world. Do you have to set up a hunting blind and do all that shit?
Oh, do you
Yeah,
have
there's
the deer
one-
paths?
Yeah, there's one where you can set up in a tree with a with like a stand, like one of the mobile, like where you.
And wardens don't find the salt lick you put out.
Can we get a number generator to pick which one of us is Cheney and get equipped with a shotgun while the rest?
No, that's called Among Us. That's a different game.
No, Soul Assassin, that is not the case. For fuck's sake.
All right, I'll buy it.
Oh, the Hunter one?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's $1.99. I'll pick it up too.
Yeah, but the bundles are fucking ridiculous. Is this one of those games where like?
Oh wait, maybe I should look at one of the bundles then. Yeah,
The Ultimate Hunting Bundle is $37.
not that one.
There's weapon packs, so you got to buy extra shit. What is all
Well,
this?
so the
Trophy Lodge, Spring Creek Manor, Yukon Valley. Do you have to buy levels in this game? I'm confused.
It's like, I guess those are just
Sounds
places
like.
you can go hunting.
This is like why I never bought Total War Warhammer, because
Yeah,
it's
they
like, yes,
they
you can
treated
buy
that
the
video
game.
game like they do the freaking tabletop.
Yeah, it's like, yes, you can buy the game, but then if you really want to play the game, you've got to buy 600 other things.
I mean, I like the Total War games, but they went.
They look
stupid.
fucking awesome. I'm just not willing to spend that kind of money.
Yeah, if you've never played one of the Total War games, I would suggest one that isn't Warhammer to start with. Just for
Yeah, it
that
does
fact.
say,
I mean, yeah, the problem with that company nowadays, Games Assembly, I think it is. They're doing that with a lot of their games. It's like, oh, look, here's the base game. It has plenty of content, but
I'm gonna buy the hunting starter pack just so I can have ATV and tents and.
So they sucked you in with a $1.99 price tag, and now you're already.
And then they
buying
get you for
add-ons.
$8.26.
Does that one even include the base game?
Yeah,
But yeah, includes the base game, the ATV, tents and ground blinds, Silver Ridge Peaks, hunt diverse wildlife in the heart of the southern Rocky Mountains. Brahma would be at home.
No.
It's in the Rockies.
Brahma's
You know,
never
many
gone
states.
anywhere where there isn't real road and cities.
The last time he was in any
Yes, I
place
do.
that was sort of not civilized, a hornet tried to kill him.
yeah.
Does this tent have high-speed internet? Then I'm not staying in it.
Only in the
Um,
last few years. Before that, we used to go camping and stuff all the time.
Finally got
Gross.
Witcher
And like
3
everybody
dumped him.
else, life changed after COVID.
Wasn't COVID when everyone started going camping?
I was gonna say, like, that's probably one of the only things you could still do.
never affected me.
I swear to God, one of the first places we went after things were reopened was Shenandoah National Park. You're in a national park in the mountains, trails, like you're elevated, all this stuff. People were walking around with masks. I wanted to smack someone. I'm like, look, you're outside. it's a nice, bright, sunny day. We're thousands of feet above sea level. We're hiking. Take the GD mask off, you a-hole.
What's worse is when you see someone sitting alone in their vehicle with their mask on. It's
Yes.
like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you guys
Still
are.
see
You
that
guys are.
all the time.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, because you're in Colorado. You're full of the people who think that.
Yeah, especially if you go up to Denver. In Colorado Springs, it's not too bad. I do love, like the last Avalanche game I went to. It's 2 women and 3 kids, and they're all masked. And it's like, if you're that scared of it, what the hell are you doing going to a hockey game?
Not to mention,
thousands of other people.
Just putting that out there. Allegedly, the people who buy into that think a certain medical product that you can get annually works very effectively. So what are you worried about?
Right.
Go use that, then you'll be fine.
Supposedly.
So, having worked in healthcare, when people are like, what's the mask for? It's so that when a person who's like in the room with you sneezes, the snot doesn't get on you. That's what the mask blocks.
Yeah, droplets.
In Asia, the people who started wearing masks were because they had colds and still had to go to work because they were going to get fired if they didn't. So they put masks on so they didn't get snot everywhere. And that's what the mask will stop. It's not going to stop anything airborne. They're not good enough for that. So, unless you're Dustin Hoffman plugging in your biohazard suit, you're not isolated from germ-sized particles. So stop it. You get away. Oh man, Far Cry gets put on sale like every single time. I don't know.
When is it not on sale?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I've already got most of the Far Cry games.
It looks like they're trying to
ironically, there's
move
one I haven't played. I've got
looks
one.
like they're trying to move the Tomb Raider games before that TV show gets into production. That's probably smart.
Yeah, because I picked up Far Cry 5, but I got nobody to play it with, and I kind of want to play it. I want to play the co-op with that one.
Here's a arcade flight shooter for you, man. Ace Combat.
He said he'd be right back in the back.
Oh, okay.
Davina, the Deus Ex games are good. I
Yes, they
enjoy
are.
them.
I'm actually still here. The Tom Clancy game Hawks was didn't take itself as serious as Ace does, but now I'm really going to be right back.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. And so I think Steam sales are probably, I would look at the deep discount. There's probably some other good stuff in their autumn sale.
Are there Steam Decks on sale?
I bet there are, because they're about to put out their new version of it. So they're probably trying to
This is
move.
why you build yourself a wish list too, because Steam will notify you whenever anything on your wish list goes on sale.
Like if you're a Battlefield fan instead of COD, Battlefield 2042 is $4.79.
I think Battlefield's on the Xbox Game Pass, isn't it?
It is. All
Yeah.
of them are.
Here
Like
you go.
the thing's sitting at the top of my wish list, but it's been like 95% off for like 5 years now. Is Warhammer End Times Vermintide.
Steam
Because
Decks
they
on
look fun.
25% off on the Steam Decks.
Mark loves his Steam Deck.
It's a Switch.
I just don't trust it to be able to play high-end games, but I guess it does.
It does pretty well, the Steam
It
Deck.
does, yeah. It's a lot more than a Switch.
Tell you what, what's the battery life? How is the battery life on it?
I don't know.
Because
Well,
I remember,
it's probably better when you first buy it, and then it's not so good a couple years down the road.
because what the experience comes to mind, I had a Game Gear, which was by far the best handheld gaming system at the time it came out.
Incorrect.
Yes. No. What system was better?
I liked the PlayStation Portable.
That didn't come
I
out
mean,
for
you're
like
talking about like 10 years later.
10 years later.
Oh, maybe.
Game Gear.
Sega
was
Game
like
Gear came
Game
out in like
Boy, Game Gear.
1993, 94. It
No,
was
man,
in
it was
color.
all about the Game Boy 3D.
That also came out like 10 years later.
No, but the Game Boy was pretty good. I know the graphics weren't as good, but I still think the Game Boy was awesome.
I mean, the
I
Game
think
Gear
the
had
games were better. But
for a handheld as good as, I mean, they weren't like full Sega Genesis level, but they were
Game Gear had
close.
better specs, but Game Boy, like most of the time with
Was
Sega
cheaper.
and Nintendo at the time, the Game Boy had a better catalog of games.
Well, it
Yeah.
had Tetris. It had, let's be honest, it had Tetris.
It did.
Everybody loved Tetris.
Well, it
Plus, the
also had
game-
this Wario game where the whole goal was just to make enough money to buy yourself a huge mansion. That game was fun as fuck.
But the other problem with the Game Gear was it ate batteries, man. Like
Yeah, like 4 AA's at a time.
4 AA's at a time, and you get probably maybe an hour and a half to 2 hours of gaming before you drain those batteries. If you had like the actual brightness up and everything, like you'd have to turn it down because the Game Boy, because it was black and white, monochromatic, the
Wasn't,
batteries lasted
backlit.
way longer.
Yeah,
What's
and
that?
until they made it backlit, the Game
Yep.
Boy, at certain angles, you just could not see the screen, or at certain lighting.
So Shifty saying Turbo Express. Davina saying that the Atari Lynx was also really good.
I'm going to disagree with her.
Well, maybe
No,
not.
a buddy of
She's-
mine had one, and it was awful.
Shifty's like Davina's friend was cool, had Game Gear and Atari Lynx. No, but it's just the battery life. That's why I would worry about like the Steam Deck. I would feel like the battery life on it would be pretty
Yeah, I wouldn't
low.
be surprised if
I
it's
bet
using
if
like a
you click
lithium
into
ion
it-
battery at this point.
Yeah, I bet if you click into it, it'll say what the
I don't trust what the
expected
people.
battery life
Yeah,
is.
yeah, that's like 2 to 8 hours gameplay dependent. That's a pretty broad range.
Right.
So,
That's only if you're taking it to go somewhere too.
well, no, I have
mean,
a
if I'm
gaming
gonna
PC.
If I'm gonna sit in bed and play a game instead of sitting here at the computer, I'll still have it plugged in, so I don't worry about the battery life on that part. And
At that
there's
point,
very
why
few
wouldn't
times
you-
I'm taking it anywhere that I can't plug it in.
If
Then
you're
with
playing
Steam
it,
Deck, you can sideload emulators onto it.
if you're playing in bed like that, you should probably just go play on your PC.
That's not in bed though.
Yeah, my bed's way more comfy
Sitting
than my
in
chair,
the
man.
sitting in the garage is there's very few times of the year that it's comfortable to be out here. It's either hot or freezing. And
Oh.
that's where the PC is. So, yeah. If I could play, Diablo 4 on a Steam Deck in my bed, warm and comfortable, yeah, that's worth it.
Until your wife kicked you out because you were distracting.
Oh, there you go, Brahma. Look, it's a limited edition white one.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Ooh, fancy.
$679 though. That's pretty expensive.
Yeah, I am paying that for a Steam Deck. You know what didn't cost me that much? My Switch.
I mean, yeah, I feel like I'm getting the same thing with a Switch effectively. I know you get more games, but it's portable gaming. I feel, I mean, I'm not expecting full PC with that. I think Shifty put in the note that they're selling Switch Lites for $150. And this to me is going to be the same experience as if I had a Switch Lite. I could get Tears of the Kingdom for $30, pop it in my Switch Lite, and be playing a pretty happy camper.
Oh, you know what's kind of funny too? A buddy of mine was telling me about this. You know how they put out that Atari VCS thing?
The one that they crowdfunded and never did.
Well, no, evidently it's out because he bought one the other day at Walmart for $80. And it's normally like 400. It's not a console; it's a mini PC.
And so it's just emulating old Atari games.
I guess it's got its own proprietary OS, but it can run Windows.
All right, so how does it?
It's got, and Slender will know what I'm talking about when I say it, but it's got a Ryzen APU in it.
Oh, that's not bad.
It's literally a $400 mini PC.
So
I was
what
gonna
is
say, I think I have a
does
Ryzen in mine.
does it come
Not an
loaded
APU,
with?
probably a CPU.
Yeah,
I've got a Ryzen 7 series CPU.
but I'm
I mean,
assuming
that's
an
what
APU is the equivalent.
well, no, the APUs are the ones that have the integrated graphics in the CPU as well. But from what I'm seeing, like this little Atari VCS thing can emulate all the way up until like GameCube and PS2.
So from the
Interesting.
Steam Deck.
Oh, the Steam Deck could probably do a bit more, but this
Steam
for
Deck can do almost any level of emulation that's available.
yeah, but
at
for
the
something
moment.
that he only paid $80 for.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah, it
big
looks like
price disparity there.
it looks like it's being clearanced out, like Best Buy's clearancing it, to get rid of them. It's
Yeah, I mean,
$230.
yeah, they're
That's
selling it there for
$340.
$239, and he, like I said, he paid $80 for it for the sheer purpose of turning it into an emulator box.
Does it? All
See,
right. I'm just trying to figure out if it comes preloaded with how many games. And
It comes with a bunch of stuff, from what I know.
let's see these questions and answers. The Atari VCS does not come with physical media. You have to buy them through Atari's digital store. From $3.99 to $24.99. Oh, that's bullshit. So it has no. It doesn't come with. It uses. All right. It comes preloaded with 100+ games.
Atari Vault. So basically the
Yeah.
Atari lineup.
For the most part, yeah. I mean, that's probably about a third of the Atari library, maybe a fifth.
I wonder if ET's on it.
Oh,
Here-
I
yeah,
would
here you
almost
go.
bet it is.
Here's your Ryzen. Yeah, 8 gigs of RAM, 32 gigs
And the
of
RAM's
storage.
upgradable in it. You can add more.
HDMI 2.0 ports.
I believe what my friend's plan is installing Ubuntu Linux on it and then just setting up emulators, because from what I know, maybe not. He might be able to get away with using Windows 10. I kind of hope he does, because I don't have to be the poor bastard who works on the damn thing.
Here you go. Look, somebody asked about that, and said answer was, "I'm running Windows 10 on mine from an external solid state drive. Performance is excellent." So
Yeah, I was talking to him today before work, and he's like, "Yeah, I got the solid state external and more RAM for it." I was like, "Oh boy." I know
at
what I'll
that
probably
point,
get
why
into
don't you
next
just
weekend.
buy a mini gaming PC that's already built for that anyway?
Because my friend's a retard.
Well,
I didn't want to say it, but
mean-
it did seem like a. But then again, some people just like to hobby on things like that.
Well,
Yeah,
he's
like I've
been
got an
looking to do like
NVIDIA
an
Shield.
emulator thing for the past couple years. He has a Raspberry Pi, which I set up for him, but it didn't do as much as he wanted it to. He's tried.
No, it's a Raspberry Pi. They're not designed to like. Come on now.
They do fine up to like most Dreamcast stuff.
Yeah.
But
the one I've liked the most has been my NVIDIA Shield TV. And you can put basically any of the emulation stuff on it, and it runs it just fine. And it's only like $170 option. Plus,
Yeah,
you
all
can
right.
put all your
sorts of
streaming
stuff.
services on it and everything else.
But he's done stuff like, you remember him texting me one morning and he goes, "Well, I bought something stupid when I had a few beers last night." "Oh, what you do now?" "Oh, I bought a modded Game Gear. HDMI out installed on it, and
Jesus
screen was
Christ.
replaced, and all sorts of stupidity."
Well, here's what you're done. $80. It is marked down to 80 on Walmart for the
Mhm.
bundle. Although it's saying that it's not the walnut edition, which is 99. I'm sorry. I feel like I'd want if I'm buying like a retro looking Atari thing, I'd want the like walnut grain to get the
classic
look.
wood grain.
Yeah. The black look is a little less.
From what I was reading last night a little bit while you guys were playing zombies, I was doing some reading on this. It's the equivalent of a mid-range gaming laptop.
Yeah.
So that being the case, and my friend is also when he's not having a few beers, is cheaper than I am.
Yeah, I like it. I guess it looks like they, it's designed. They're putting it in their marketing, designed for modders and makers. So they clearly were trying to,
Mhm.
be like, look, we're Atari. We
We
understand
know
our
you're gonna
games are
crack
on.
it.
Plus, they know their games have been cracked, ROMmed, emulated for 25, 30 years, and everybody has all of them.
They were emulated at the time. Well, not emulated, but
Yeah.
they had things having done to them at the time. I think I told you guys a story about it. I remember as a young kid, my mom had to go to one of my uncle's weddings, my mom and dad, so they left me with one of her friends to babysit me and my sister. This is the Atari age. And they were like, "Well, you like playing Atari? Yeah. Okay, we'll go play Atari." I was like, "Well, where are all the cartridges?" The guy pulls out a binder that was just individual chips. And he had one cartridge that had no label, but it had
Just
a
swap 'em.
arm on it to lock something into place, and you would just put the chip in the cartridge, push the arm down, and lock it into place.
I'm still trying to figure out if it comes with the both controls in this bundle or not. It looks like it does.
If it's picturing them, it probably should.
Yeah, well, picturing in because they should tell you real quick, like includes console and 2 controls. Well, for $80. It might be worth a flyer, actually. Why not? Because if you can if you can sideload a Windows 10 on there and put all that other stuff on there, it's got the HDMI ports to plug into a TV. That's a pretty nice. I mean, if you're going to be able to get all the same stuff you would on a Raspberry Pi. I think plus you could probably even do some video, like say you wanted to Jack Sparrow football content, like when I was watching the Giants Cowboys yesterday. You could probably sideload stuff like that onto there. So,
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Well, from what I
If
was reading,
yeah.
you can't do much with the built-in OS. It's a closed system.
well, I mean, in the description it said you can do Linux or Windows.
Yeah, you'd have to
loads
install
onto it.
Linux or Windows on an external and go from there and just do things like however you would on a laptop. But from what I was reading, the quote unquote Atari OS is locked down.
Yep. But definitely try to. I would say, 18, $19 difference is pretty different. But man, that walnut look is definitely what I mean. That's what the walnut Atari 2600 with the wood paneling is iconic. It's the look that you expect for that. So that's my only thing. I wish that one was $80 instead of 99.
Yeah, you gotta love that extra $20 for plastic wood grain.
yeah,
And it's only on that front panel too, which I don't even know why they made 2 colors. That just seems like
so
an
that they can charge
unnecessary.
$20 more for one.
Yeah,
Pretty
Just-
much.
unnecessary production costs. All right, so that's I guess that kind of covers the Black Friday stuff that I think we all might like. Mostly Steam game deals. That's where you want to go.
Well,
Oh, and thanks, Brahma, for letting me know how goddamn big Black Myth Wukong is.
is it big?
130 gigs.
Oh,
that's not big for a modern
Yeah,
game.
that's
anymore. I kind of expect out of it.
Yeah,
almost
well,
every
I'm getting
game.
kind of tired of it.
I mean,
the hunting
most
the hunting
AAA
game-
titles these days are about
The
100
hunting
plus.
game is like 90.
That's completely insane.
Well, from what I've seen of it, the graphics are very nice.
My guess is that base game has all of those optional things basically, and you just have to buy the unlock.
Yeah, that's typically
So-
how it works.
Yeah,
No,
so
I mean, we tried to do the video game awards discussion, Eric, but it just didn't take off very much.
I've
so.
never cared about them.
yeah, I guess we kind of ran out of steam and then went to Steam, which is the better place to cover video games.
It's true. It's true.
Slender couldn't recapture his anger from last week.
Nah, I kind of just don't care about it anymore. Weirdly, I'll probably have that anger back when
they announced the winners.
Yeah. Maybe we'll talk about it then.
What is Stuttering Craig doing? Isn't
I
he
believe
doing,
he's
like,
doing his
their
own awards.
award stuff?
Yeah. Might be fun to do a side-by-side comparison and who we think made the better call. I mean, I know who I think will probably make the better call, but
yeah. Well, we could also put together our own, what we thought was best in each category. We play enough games between all of us.
Ooh, that's a good. Matt will be able to give us his winner for best zombie mode in a first-person shooter that can be played third person.
He does love his third person.
that he does.
He's probably still right now. So Matt has stepped away for a moment, and it's because he's probably still arguing with Shredda about why they're not sweatpants.
Most likely.
And eventually he'll come back and say they're joggers. We agreed. She doesn't need to be here to confirm it. I'm telling you, she said they were. And that's
And then
but
we'll make fun of them for using the Gen Z terminology for pants.
Yeah, so lessons and takeaways from today's show. Go with the Walnut Atari systems. Mad is wearing super gay coated sweatpants because we went to that website for that brand, and it is definitely appealing to.
That is probably the most definitive lesson to take away from today's episode.
I think the best way to say it is the men in the Jaguar commercial definitely get their pants from this place.
And these are not like
when
the
they
pants,
wear pants
you know,
skirts.
Yeah, these are not like the man makes the pants. These are the pants that make the man less of a man.
They are sport utility pants. Oh my god, that's a keeper.
No, they're the crossover SUV of the pants world.
Matt's gonna be like, they're not sweatpants, they're crossovers. They're cross trainers. All right, so we've got that as a lesson. Another lesson is that you mutually agreed from everybody, maybe with the exception of Brahma, that games that are expansion packs should not be nominated for Game of the Year.
I was the one who made the point.
Yeah, Brahma does not disagree with us on that one.
I seem to recall him.
He disagrees on the Final Fantasy VII.
Was
remake.
it Final Fantasy VII that one?
If it was a remaster, that would be one thing. This is a complete ground up rebuilding of that game in a completely different genre, just using the same characters and the same basic storyline beats, not even the same story. So yes, Final Fantasy VII, the new one, the remake, is a completely new game. It is not a remaster and it's not a DLC.
Shifty's got a good question. We should ask Matt if he wears a fanny pack with his sports utility pants. His crossover pants. Wait a second. Well,
half of the freaking military wears fanny packs now.
There is one reason I can understand it, which is EDC, everyday carry. When you're in summertime weather, you can't really conceal very well with like just.
That is technically what he uses it for most of the time.
Yeah, so I actually do understand in that context why you either wear that like across the body bag that it's actually for that. It's based purely on your preference on how you got comfortable with drawing. Like, do you want it drawing from the waist or do you want to draw from like shoulder?
But then you've also got the weird Gen Z thing where the fanny pack and then shorts that are extremely tight and come up to mid-thigh.
Okay, so they're bringing back the Larry Bird basketball shorts?
Not basketball shorts. Every short.
Well, in the
Jorts.
early '80s, that was the short style for men, and it was weird
Oh,
and
I remember.
gross. And no, sir, I don't like it. I
No.
don't understand why again, I'm not trying to say that it was the peak of civilization like they say in the Matrix, but it sort of was. Late '90s, we had figured out all the stuff. Like who who was going to argue that like slightly baggy shorts weren't more comfortable than tight ass like little shorts riding up on you? No, it was
Right. That's also when
you
the major shift to boxers or boxer briefs happened instead of just briefs.
yeah, because we realized that, letting the boys hang loose was more comfortable.
Yeah, don't suffocate them.
I mean, maybe it was from health class, but do you remember in health class where they like did the thing where they taught you like if you wear the the regular underwear, you're like constricting your stuff and you're never going to be out of kids because it's going to screw up your,
Right.
your boys. I'm like, no. I went home and I was like, Mom, I got to start wearing boxers. The family line depends on it. I need to go buy new underwear. It's like, what are they teaching you at school? Good information, actionable intel.
Actionable intel.
Actionable intel.
The way it's going right now, though, with fashion and crap like the Jaguar video, unless we start reclaiming some of that stuff too, I'm sure you're gonna in the next 5 years or 6 years see ball windows on pants and underwear and stuff where it's just you see the top of the ball cleavage just hanging out.
I always thought like movies like The Fifth Element. I'm like, how do they think our fashion will evolve to that? And then I see the Jaguar commercials. I'm like, fuck.
They were really. How did they know?
Yeah. Yeah, it was tactical. It was planning ahead. It was I don't understand like after going through those health classes, I don't understand how any male would not have made the change.
It wasn't the health classes for me. It was a senior when I was a freshman. It was like, by the way, do not ever let a woman catch you in anything other than boxers. So I was just like, makes sense. That's when I switched to boxers.
As long as that senior wasn't wearing, sweatpants like mad, then it would have been a little weird. And I'm like, why are you giving me advice on underwear? It seems like you're interested in these things. I'm trying to see. Mad must really have stepped away because he went and bought that game and probably finished installing. He's playing.
He's probably smoking, but he's usually in the chat when he's smoking.
Yeah, he hasn't defended his honor, and
either that
searched it pretty hard.
He's probably trying to just
knows that there is no defense.
He actually, you know what happened? He went to Shredda and he was like, "When you bought me these pants, because you bought me these pants, which ones did you get?" And she's like, "Oh, the everyday sweatpant." And then he's like, "Oh no."
And then I had them shipped to Mad because that's what you call yourself, and that's what the USPS knows you as.
So I ended up doing that the other day at my friend's house.
Shipping sweatpants?
No.
Calling
telling a story about us doing gaming. It's like, then my buddy Mad, because that's what he calls himself.
Because that's what he is.
Because that's his name.
And that's what he calls himself.
And of course, I got the look of, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah. Doesn't really work outside of this space all that well.
No, but unfortunately, it's now drilled into my head.
I do it too. It's like, they call him Mad because that's his name. That's what he calls him. But now I'm going to replace that with making fun of his sweatpants. That is going to be the new thing. It's just going to be funny. And then we'll drive it into the ground and kill it. And then we'll bring it back a few months later and it'll be funny again. That's how these things work. Found an online ad. I guess we started a whole discussion in our chat about the right way to do everyday carry, which is good.
So did you end up watching the next episode of Dune? Because I didn't get a chance to.
And it's shit. Like the only character that keeps my interest is Desmond, and the rest of it is so bad. and because this one, all right, so ostensibly they had something that should have been pretty interesting because it's the first time we've seen it really on screen, which was a Benny Gesserit going through the not spice version of the trials to unlock the genetic memory.
The Rossack poison.
This is with the Rossack poisoning, and in this case, she's in a coma now, and it looks like her mother is trying to take over her body, basically, which like what Baron
Possession.
Harkonnen did.
Yeah.
So it could be interesting because this could be the precursor to how the Bene Gesserit came up with the concept of abomination and the idea that as soon as anyone displayed characteristics of like being taken over by a previous instance of your genetic heritage, to kill them. Because it would make sense, right? If the person being taken over is the daughter of the splinter group of the Bene Gesserit who wanted to be full on Butlerian jihadists and not do anything
Right.
related to it. But it's just delivered so bland and stupid and boring. It just doesn't hold. I said like the
But
Bene Gesserit,
the
they're
point
not
of the
hot enough.
abomination, though, was that Alia never was able to develop a personality of her own because she was born with all the knowledge pre-birth. So she never had her own personality, so she was easily taken over. Because if you
Oh, I
don't have a
understand.
sense of
Yeah.
self, then it's easier for you to be possessed. But
Yeah, but I think that there's a lot of gray area when they were talking about the concept of abomination within the. I mean, Herbert didn't need to go into it too much because the only one they ever showed having that issue was Alia.
Alia.
So there's lots of room. This is one of the places where they do have room to play with. Maybe the first time that they saw it was with like a teenager doing it, who also was, hadn't developed their full personality yet, and so was very susceptible to that kind of thing.
You'd think they'd be very careful with that in today's day and age, where teenagers are allowed to consent to anything.
Yeah. I don't know if they understand the message they're sending for that kind of stuff, but
right.
Yeah,
because that message sounds completely opposite to what we're hearing.
but it was
about having a developed sense of self.
Aside from like occasional like random touches like that anchor it in being the Dune universe, this show is effectively just generic sci-fi plot, number 3. It could be Caprica. It could be, which, if people don't remember, was the one season lasting prequel of Battlestar.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not doing anything to hook me and make me want to keep watching. And as people may have gotten from the show last week, I understand and am deep knowledgeable of Dune lore. This should be something I want to watch. Like I'm the target demographic. I should be the easy. I should be the easy one.
Right there is Dune.
I should be the easy get, and they're losing me by episode 2. Like even episode 1, I was like, maybe they'll pick up, and I'll give it a try. Give it 2. I'm going to give it 2 or 3 episodes to maybe capture me. I might watch more just for the sake of reviewing it on the show. But it's turned into I'm like, it's gonna be one of those shows where it'd be a chore to keep watching it, even to just review it, because when you've got one guy who's captures your attention and makes you want to understand, but the way his storyline is integrated with everything else is stupid.
Yeah, and he's also the only original character on there. So you have no idea what they're actually going to screw around with the lore by introducing their own original ideas.
Yeah, and I'm still, even though as interesting and as good as he is at capturing my attention, the idea of him surviving a head-on spice blow with a worm right there is so retarded that
I will say it seems to have it seems to be sort of becoming a thing with Travis Fimmel that he will carry a fucking series on his back, because as soon as he was out of Vikings, I lost interest in that show too.
Yeah, but when he was on Vikings, there were other characters that were also very good at that point.
He had a lot of good chemistry with other
the story
characters,
was
and
just done at that
yeah,
point. Because Skarsgård was good in it.
yeah.
As Floki. Catherine, whatever her name was hot and good in it. I mean, even the son who the kid who played Bjorn was very good in it. It's just got to the point where if Ragnar's
They called him
around,
Bjorn because that was his name. That's what they called him.
Yeah, but once he got to the point where Ragnar was no longer part of the story, I just didn't care anymore.
Yep.
I didn't care about the next generation of that family.
No, none of those guys held my interest.
Rise, which was what was interesting.
So Davina's apparently watching Vikings right now. So what his story was? What, the first 3 seasons?
No, it was more like 4 or 5, I think.
Did it last through the 4th and 5th? I know definitely by the 6th, he was replaced by the strong, powerful woman Viking.
Well, and they try to do some stuff with his sons, and it's just like, eh.
Yeah.
So still on the first, Davina says, I have the 5 seasons set, still on the first season. So you're going to enjoy it probably thoroughly.
Till 3 or 4 then.
Yeah, while he's there. I think it was definitely 3 or... I feel like definitely 3, probably through at least part of the 4th. Was it where he was in like half of the 4th season, and then it was like halfway through they made the move?
I know they didn't follow history really well, but I'm trying to avoid spoilers in case you don't know the actual history. But technically, it'd be like,
it was
like a 900-year-old spoiler at this point.
It was the 4th season of the show is when they ended up
wrote him
switching.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's about right, Slender. Give or take a century.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Vikings was a show that was so strong. I don't understand. I mean, aside from was it because he got the World of Warcraft movie and wanted to go do that?
I don't know. I think it was because they ran out of stuff that they could somewhat tie to history with the actual Ragnar Lothbrok.
Yeah, and they ran out of his story, so they tried to continue other stories, and it's just he's not as it's not. They didn't have someone who could carry the series without him.
Right. So
they try to do some Loki stuff.
15.
Yeah, it just didn't work.
So that's why, I mean, yeah, that part is a bigger. Yeah, that was when they effectively jumped the shark for that show, like, completely.
And actually, that was a better season than some of the ones in between. What was the other Viking-based show that was pretty good though? It had like 5 or 6 seasons. And
Northman?
No, it was a show.
That was a movie. I know in anime they had Vinland Saga, which is pretty good.
No. The first season is pretty good. The second season is fucking garbage.
Last Kingdom. Netflix, yeah.
I don't know. Have you watched the second season, Chad? Have you watched the second season, Imp? Nothing fucking happens.
I haven't watched that second season.
I haven't. That one. I am very, very behind on a lot of anime these days.
Have you gotten to the 3rd season of ReZero yet? They just went on hiatus for the first half of the first core being done.
I mean, I'll watch it when the full core is done.
Wow.
Avalanche Goal coming back a little bit, 4-2 now. Yeah, Spartacus and Black Sails were really good. Black Sails took me a full season to actually get into it, but by the time they kind of let everybody know who each of the characters was, it got to be real good. right up until the last 3 or 4 episodes. And then Spartacus, I enjoyed it throughout
Poor Spartacus. That show was snake bit because of what happened with the
because Andy
lead.
Whitfield died.
Yeah, Whitfield was great. That first season, he had a lot of charisma. He would have been. I think he would have done really well if,
I mean,
unfortunately,
his replacement did as well as he could. Like, did as well as could be expected when you got shoes like that to fill.
Yeah, and it wasn't bad. And the
if
season
if
in
he had been
between,
there, yeah. Oh, with the flashback season,
the Blood and
with-
Sand season,
was
or
it
whatever it was
Gracchus,
called.
Gracchus, whatever his
Crixus.
name, Crixus.
Yeah.
If the other guy had been in there from the beginning, I'm sure Spartacus would have been more successful and had probably a couple more seasons. But it just, as good as he was doing with the task he was given, it just didn't feel
and
right.
the Spartacus Rebellion was not as interesting as the intrigue during the actual arena or Coliseum days. Them being on the run and trying to take on Caesar was just not as interesting. It wasn't because of the actor; it was because the story, the setting was completely different than what you had for the other seasons, where it was literally about all the stuff going on in the house of, the gladiators. And
That was
what did they
that
call it?
one.
The ludus.
I think the ludus was like the training zone. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that was the interesting stuff.
What is the name of the guy was like Badiitis or something like
Badiatus.
Badiatus. And that's when I realized that Lucy Lawless has aged better than most Hollywood actresses. So good for her. She's still good. One of
They
the
are doing a new series called House of Asher that's supposed to be out in the next few months, I think.
When I went to San Diego Comic-Con, the funniest moment for me, I was on a panel. I wasn't on the panel. I was at a panel, Hall H. It was moderated by Kevin Smith, and it was like Jamie King, Lucy Lawless. It was like the women of sci-fi basically, because Jamie King was doing the voice on
Sci-fi
Clone
and
Wars.
fantasy.
Yeah, and I don't know what kind of bad blood Kevin Smith and Lucy Lawless had, but she was just, every time he asked her a question, she just gave him the angriest look and made fun of him, and not jokingly made fun, vicious, you fat asshole kind of thing. Because at the time he wasn't.
Maybe he was already being an asshole at that point.
Yeah, he hadn't lost
to everybody.
No, he hadn't lost the weight yet, so he was still legit. So he was still just being regular. And she just didn't like him, man. It was hilarious. Everybody else on the panel seemed to get along fine, but it reminded me of the stories that came out when Bruce Willis made that movie with him and they just did not click. And it was just a terrible thing. For some reason, Lucy Lawless, Kevin Smith did not click. And it was just
she made it
awkward.
Apparent, huh?
And yeah, she just didn't hold back. And it was funny, but she looked fantastic. So that would have been around 2008 that I was there for that. And so that
she actually looks more feminine now than she did as Xena.
Well, I think they were trying to
make her look a little bit masculine, and yeah, she looks better now.
Yeah, I mean, I think she definitely, Spartacus was pretty peak for her.
Yeah,
Spartacus
and Battlestar Galactica.
I vote for Spartacus more than Battlestar.
I mean, she's definitely a bigger part of Spartacus and looks better, but she was in the peak during Battlestar Galactica too, because that was only about 5 years removed from each other.
Yeah, and then this is a good one. She was also great in Ash versus Evil Dead. The great show, the short-lived show. It lasted 3 seasons on Stars, but the seasons were only 5 or 6 episodes. It was not a lot of content for as good as that show was. Everything that was great about Evil Dead was great. Slender, did you ever watch that?
Ash versus Evil Dead?
Yeah.
I watched the first season and a half or so, I think. I liked it.
I love the idea. Ashley Williams as the character is just so awesome and perfect as like just a like he he rises to the occasion when forced to, but he's such an asshole otherwise. Like, the fate of the world's on the line. What are you gonna do? I'm gonna make a deal to go to Jacksonville and own a bar and live out my happy, because that's what's happy for me. It was like, I got you guys out of it too. You get to come with me. Ash, that's terrible. No, it's fine. That's not my problem. It's theirs. It's like, oh, it is. And Army of Darkness was probably, I went and saw that in the theater. What was that, around 91, 92 when it came out?
It's a classic.
It was funny. I was laughing my ass off. It was a shame that theater didn't have anybody else like in it, because that movie did not do as well as it should have.
I never got real big into any of those. I did like Briscoe County Junior.
You didn't like Army of Darkness?
I like it well enough. I'm just not as obsessed with it as a lot of people are. It was just another movie for me.
Nerd Cookies put up a tweet, an X, whatever we call them now. The like, what's the movie that is basically objectively, that is bad, but you saw it like when you were a kid, so you're just gonna love it no matter what for forever. Here it is. Which terrible movie I loved as a child and now I'm forever loyal and nostalgic for. And I guess that one might be one of those for me, because I saw it when I was younger. I love it, and I'll never be able to not see it like with 12-year-old eyes.
Yeah.
Jack of all trades, was the other show he did.
Probably, I mean, I guess some people might argue that it's a good movie, but Big Trouble in Little China and Escape from LA are probably the two that come to mind.
Escape from LA is so bad.
It's so good though.
No,
So
it's not.
This was my answer. Is like, I know Masters of the Universe is objectively a bad movie, but the kid in me will always love the hell out of it.
Well, that's like me with Conan the Destroyer.
Yeah, Conan the Destroyer.
By the way, congratulations to Dolph.
Beating cancer
free after 9 years of fighting it.
Nice.
Yeah, I didn't know Julius Carey was shown off in The Last Dragon. He was the Lord Bowler and the co-star of Briscoe County Jr. And Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon, another one that I love, that I will always watch with nostalgia. That came up over like Thanksgiving, because my brother's wife made a point of saying how to my wife how she isn't a fan of how we always tell them they have terrible gaps in their movie knowledge, because they didn't, in her words, watch all these terrible movies when we were young. And I was like, they're not terrible movies. It's not my fault you didn't watch The Last Starfighter or this. She hadn't even seen all the Rocky movies. I was like, how do you know how the Cold War ended if you don't watch Rocky 4?
It's true.
Is like, it's damn true. So she was like,
Last Starfighter, Dark Crystal, Neverending Story.
And then she brought up
the movies of my childhood.
And she goes, what, like, it's that terrible like musical movie you like with the ninjas. And I was like, are you talking about Barry Gordy's The Last Dragon? And she's like, yeah. And I was like, that movie, I was like, fuck off. It's great. It is great. I need Mad back here to defend that movie.
You're not wrong. I don't know that is an objectively bad movie. That's just a great fucking flick.
Yep, it is great. And so we started thinking about, like, man, I was like, what movies? How did you miss it? I was like, I looked at her. I'm like, have you seen Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins? And she's like, no. And I was like, well, that's one you need to watch. Otherwise, how will you see a white dude play a Korean dude teaching a former construction worker how to walk on water?
Pretending to be a guy that's pretending to be another guy.
I'd say for me, it would probably be Return to Oz.
Ooh,
most objectively bad movies I like are foreign.
I watched that a ton as a kid, and I mean, most people don't like it as a sequel to Wizard of Oz in any way, but if you grew up at that time, it was one of those that was
with Fairuza Balk.
Yep.
playing an age-appropriate Dorothy. People are like, why is Dorothy
Was that
so
the
young?
really
It's like,
weird one with the guy with the pumpkin head?
Yep.
yes.
Yeah,
Jack
that movie
Pumpkinhead.
was
Pumpkinhead,
crazy.
the
I
Gnome
liked
King.
it.
It was extremely dark for being a kids movie at that time.
Yeah, it
Pumpkinhead?
had more
Yeah,
of
I
a
saw it when I was a kid.
it had more of a Dark Crystal or Labyrinth feel to it than
Well, you had
the original.
Mombi who could take off people's
Yeah,
heads
this
and use
is-
them as her own.
This is the
Yep.
part that
Mhm.
you want to talk about freaks people out. Here he is. This scene, like when she's
Well,
with the
hang on, I'll
witch.
be right back.
Dorothy Gale.
Yeah, and she's
I'll be
like,
right back,
"What are
hold
we
on."
doing?"
All the heads start talking in their glass cases.
Yeah,
Even the Wheelers were a bit freaky for a kids movie at that time.
Yeah.
Return to Oz. Yeah, like
Yeah,
this
that's-
part when they start like, look, oh, I'm gonna just go ahead and change my head out.
Yep.
This one is done.
And they're all
Man.
the statues of all the people from the Emerald City that are out in the courtyard. It's all their heads.
And yeah,
And pretty good effects at the time.
Not
Yeah.
bad.
It was Vicky Valancourt, and she showed
Yeah.
the water boy her
And
boobies,
she
and he
showed
liked
me her
those too.
boobies, and I liked them too.
I do like when you can tell the effects, like when you're old enough to understand, like, oh, visual. Okay, she's under the dress, and they're just shooting it like this way.
Right.
Yeah,
Still pretty
whatever
well
happened
done.
here, I don't know. Yeah, it was. This movie was good, and then the Gnome King with the claymation
Yeah.
and the eggs,
Eggs.
chicken.
Bettina the talking chicken. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting thing of its time. Much better than the Neverending Story 2. That thing was crap.
Oh, the Neverending Story 2 was just
Although the evil witch in the Neverending Story 2 was hot as hell. And they played into it.
Who was it? I don't even remember who that was. I know Jack Black. Was Jack Black in that one or the third one? He was in one of the sequels. And it was
I don't think he
Jonathan
was in that
Brandis
one.
was
Jonathan Brandis
Brand
was the main.
was the main guy.
The kid they got to play Atreyu looked way too young for even Atreyu.
She was in the so she was in the sequel. Good for her. Okay. Because they did that weird sequel to The Craft with without Robin Tunney. I don't think. Maybe she was in it.
Who was...
Whatever happened to her, man? She was like on the verge of being big and then just never took off. She was in was it Empire Records? She was in The Craft where she was the lead. She was in that
so she doesn't look that great now. But yeah, there's let me see if I can share a picture of her. Here, put it in private chat.
She was in Vice City. Okay.
So yeah, Clarissa Burt in the
Why
Neverending
does
Story
she-
2. But she had like the heavy eyeliner thing going on. Kind of reminded me of Susanna from the Bangles.
So this movie came out in 1990.
1990.
Okay. I can see why Little Brahma was interested.
Yeah, she was hot in this movie. I don't know about anything else, but she was hot in this.
Oh, they should never make sequels to those beloved childhood things. I mean, at least with Return to Oz, they waited 50 years, yeah, roughly, to do it. So I don't know about Neverending Story, like why they couldn't even get. I guess because he was supposed to be the same kid, and so they didn't use the same child actor. Maybe because he's not an actor anymore, but they got Jonathan Brandis, who was effectively how
The
old
it
that kid
kid
would
at
have
the
been.
time.
Yeah. I mean, that
Isn't
was
he the
right
one
around
that
Sequest. Right?
yeah, Sequest. Yeah, he ended up deleting, right?
he self-deleted, unfortunately,
Sequest DSV.
with that damn dolphin,
Mhm.
Darwin.
Yeah, Dolphin was annoying.
So was Jonathan Brandis in that show.
Oh, yeah. I was about to be like, don't finish that sentence with something like so. He used to be, but now not anymore.
Yeah, it's much more tolerable now.
Never ending story 2. The next chapter is just a stupid title too. If it's just the never ending story.
Yeah. It was unneeded, unnecessary, and I mean,
The
like the rock
cute
biter
from
having a kid. It was everything about it was just dumb.
Oh yeah, Daryl. You remember that movie where he was the kid robot and he flew like a SR-71 at the end?
Wasn't that the I don't remember Daryl. Flight of the Navigator?
No, that was a different one.
Flight
This
of the
was
Navigator was the only time in her life that Sarah Jessica Parker looked hot.
I mean, she
It was
looked the
before
same as
she had developed the horse face.
she looked the same in Girls Just Want to Have Fun and
Don't know that
Project.
I ever saw it.
You didn't. Yeah, that one was probably more aimed at women because it was Helen Hunt, her, and like another girl. Yeah, Daryl was about a little. It was a government made robot that looked like a young boy who escapes from the lab and is taken in by a family and he has amnesia.
Now, this was the
And
kid who played Bastion or Atreyu?
yeah, played Bastion in the
Okay.
Neverending Story. It was stood for Data Analyzing Robot Youth Light Form. Daryl. Kid was also in Cocoon. Oh, and now we're going all over the place. You can't find Cocoon everywhere because it's a Wright's nightmare for that kind of stuff. Like the studio doesn't actually own the rights to the first Cocoon, and so
Kind of
they
like
don't.
that with all the Hammer horror movies.
Yeah, so you could get them on like Jack Sparrow places, but you can't. They're not. There's no new releases. Like these are movies that were huge, and they can't be put on physical media because they can't actually figure out who owns the rights to allow them to be put on a Blu-ray or DVD.
The kid who played Atreyu was in great horror film Troll, which would also be on the list of pretty bad movies that most of us, I think, liked at the time.
Troll
Sonny Bono.
was hilarious, man. That movie is so weird.
Yeah.
I don't. Where the apartment building starts getting taken over. The guy was Sonny Bono, the one who turned into a mushroom.
I don't think it was him. I think it was the janitor guy. I can't remember what happened with Sonny.
Yeah. It was weird, man.
I don't know. I don't know if you, considering I've seen some really bad kung fu movies.
Which was worse, Troll or Ghoulies?
Troll.
Probably.
Never watched
No,
Ghoulies.
I
never-
don't know.
Ghoulies was actually trying to be a horror movie, though. Troll was kind of
No, Troll was being serious
fantasy
when it came
horror,
out.
but
Yeah.
but it was also
I would put
pretty
Ghoulies in the same
comedic
class as
either
the
way.
movie House, where it was
Are
more
you
of a
House or
comedy horror.
No, that was House 2.
The first one was a bit of a comedy too.
But not this Ghoulies.
Not
was
as
more
much as the second one.
Yeah. The second one, I mean, the second one even had what's his name from Cheers coming and playing the electrician. That's still
Mhm.
think my favorite. It was like, oh, you got a problem here. The wire's going into the wall. Oh, there it is. It's a virgin sacrifice temple. It's a problem every time. Hold on, I got this. Then he goes, pulls his Indiana Jones stuff out, and he's like, okay, I'm going to send you a bill. We're all good here now. House is I got a soft spot for House. That was one of those movies that was on like Saturday afternoons constantly because must have been cheap to get the license to play on UHF networks. So it was
I think Mad's going to be gone for a little bit more than I'll be right back.
no, he
He put
message
in
in the
another
back.
message.
he put in another
Oh.
one. Yeah. All right, so let's go ahead and wrap things up. Imp, do you have no mosh, no care, no trends, no what did you write?
No mosh, no
No
core,
mosh.
no trends, no posers.
Okay.
That was the mantra of the black metal scene for a long time.
Oh, that explains why I had no idea. So that makes sense though. Go ahead. What do you got going up? Is
Absolutely
70s?
nothing until Tuesday, gaming on Brahma's channel, because 70s is over in the homeland.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only other show I do aside from this one. And Brahma's gaming channel. So
There we go.
I'm sure me
All
and
right.
Slender will probably end up playing something this weekend.
Good possibility.
Hopefully.
Hell, you may end up playing something tonight if Mad demands.
No, yeah, there's
zombies.
that too. But, you know.
Yeah. All right. Slender, I know you mentioned previously some probably supercuts from Party Animals coming up on Ascendant Arcade. Any more details or things to share about what's going on there?
No, there are a lot of projects in the works, but it's been a holiday week, and I just, I haven't got a lot going on. There might be some footage of a squirrel. That squirrel might have a gun. I don't want to say anything more. I feel like that'll give it away if I say too much.
So it's like a squirrel with a gun.
Uh-huh.
It's like a squirrel with a gun. Yes.
All right. And Brahma, what do you have coming and going?
Well, me and you are doing bourbon and boarding tomorrow night. Then me and you are doing the bullpen on Sunday morning. Then back to Comics Division on Monday and Thursday. This week should be a on week for the Christian panel. I think we're going to cover Bonhoeffer. And then what else do we got? Tuesday night, the gaming stream, and back here Friday. So getting
Nice.
right back into the swing of it. Every night a
Good.
stream.
Yeah, well, at least
Weren't you
can make
happy
the
that you
money.
weren't streaming every night?
Yeah, but I mean, I'll take off a few Thursdays here and there, and I'll show up to you guys as an hour late occasionally because you guys start really early my time. It's like 7 o'clock, so life is still happening then. But yeah, for the most part, it's I'm used to it, so it works. And
Oh,
now we're monetized, so at least on a few of the nights, it's making the wife slightly happier.
like when she Black Friday shops.
Yeah.
Well,
we wouldn't want another shower incident, but her actually meaning it this time.
that's true.
Right.
I think Brahma got the point of that message was get monetized or get out.
Get monetized or it's coming off.
It's just like, you don't need this if you're not going to get monetized. I don't care what
the
you
way
wear
I
boxes.
the way I never go to bed at night. It's not like I need it all that much anyway.
She's like, Brahma, you can switch back to briefs. I'll make them fit more comfortably.
Right.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for hanging out in chat. It was another fun show. Next week, I don't know if there's anything big coming out in the theaters. If there is, I'll see. Maybe go see it, and we'll have reviews. If not, we'll be talking about whatever comes up between now and then. For political stuff, go see us hanging out on the bullpen on Brahma's channel because there has been a lot of things still going on with that, and so that's where that talk's going to go. And hopefully, if you don't like that, we'll see you on the gaming side on Tuesday, and then or you can stick to just get highlight reels on Ascendant Arcade. So thanks for hanging out. And Slender, any parting words?